better, you know, environment for discussion. You know, if I'm just watching it with the first time with you guys, you know what I'm saying. So we have a couple videos. We have about 50 minutes of content. Like I said, these videos usually go, you know, roughly. I want to say 10 to no, I want to say about 3 hours in total. You know what I'm saying? So including the hour we just did, so another 2 hours. Just FYI, if you guys can't stay the whole stream, this VOD will be on my Mindful Monday YouTube. You can press exclamation mark. What's it called? Exclamation mark YouTube. Let me put that in my title. Thanks for that, Mark. There you go. What made you choose today's topic? I don't know if you guys are a part of that TikTok stuff that's going on right now. There. I don't know if you guys seen the Wombland arc on TikTok, but there's a lot of conversation around consent and informed consent being had. LLC corporation or non. That is partially the reason I decided to do this topic today. In addition to consent being a very, very needed topic, I feel as though, and just broadly speaking, especially when it comes to men, you know what I'm saying? So I decided, why not talk about consent? You know what I'm saying? Why not do that? Why not have the conversation? I want to have the hard conversations, or the conversations that should really be easy, but for some people they just make it hard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, or some people just don't get it. Some people might not even have, some young people watching my stream right now might not even had someone talk to them about consent before. And what consent looks like. And I think we've come into a more modern time now where people are having these conversations, but a lot of old heads and a lot of really young kids, haven't been exposed to said information. So, why not talk about it? Why not put it out into the community? And, you know what I'm saying? All that good shit. Just a quick question before we get into that. I just for the videos, I just want to ask anybody: Did anybody's parents talk to them about consent at all? To my mom's credit, for me, all I got was no means no. That's all. That's what I got. You know what I'm saying? So that pretty much took care of me as far as I needed. But I know there's a lot of conversations that didn't happen. No, yep, nope, never. Interesting. Nah, that's looking like a no. Nope. Interesting, Sammy. Yes. Cool. No, never got it. Interesting. So, all right. Well, that is definitely something to consider, and I'm glad we can have these conversations more. So let's get into it. So this first video is called Why We Need to Change the Way Young Men Think About Consent. Let's start it off like that, bro. Before we get into anything else, let's talk about why young men need to think about consent differently. Deep breath. I'll be talking sometimes. I'll be forgetting to breathe, y'all. Don't judge me. I'll be thinking I'm a real life Titan. I don't know why consent wasn't a thing until too late, and the Me Too movie. Yeah, bro. And here we are, bro. We're going to talk about it today, bro. So let's talk about why young men need to change the way they think about consent. Let's get it. Nathaniel Cole. That's a big-ass collar shirt. But anyways.
I talk to young men and boys about sex, relationships, what makes them healthy, unhealthy.
Yeah, I got the in the title. I can add it as a text thing too. No, it's no problem. There we go. There we go. Just so we don't ruin anybody's day. Put that right there.
And everything in between. I think it's important for a man like me, that's cisgendered, heterosexual,
yes,
to talk to boys in a way like this that's impartial and judgment-free.
Yes.
In many ways.
Yes, cisgendered, heteronormative. Let's talk about it.
A man like them as well. A lot of my work lately has been looking at the role of consent in sex and relationships. It's a big topic now, and I thought it'd be nice when we start the sessions to ask the boys in the workshops what they think about it, what they understand about it. And I ask them where they might have heard it before. So I tend to get two main answers. The first is someone shouting at me about school trips and a form that a parent or carer has to sign that says that they can go to the Science Museum.
I forgot about that, bro. I forgot we had to have consent forms for field trips. That just unlocked a whole like set of memories right now. Jesus Christ.
Another
Sis had be the weakest link. I can't lie. You right, Queen.
tends to be someone shouting out, "Me too." And then when I press them for an answer, they say that people are lying, but they can't really give much beyond that. And I know that's not a nice answer, but it's important to understand where boys are at in this conversation.
Where they are at, and who are the guys around them having these conversations?
Based on it. So the next part of the workshops is we do a quiz. And I thought it'd be nice for us to try and answer some of the quiz questions together today. So when I read out the questions, if you think the answer is yes, I want you to raise a hand. If you think it's no, you can keep them down. And if you're not sure, you can just wave. So the first one, can someone give consent to sex even if they're drunk?
No.
So yes,
No.
no, maybe.
No.
I can see a lot of hands. Thanks for waving and being honest.
No.
I bet.
No. My thing is though, what if both of them are drunk, bro? What if both of them are drunk and they both have sex? That's just a dangerous situation to be in. That's why people shouldn't even be drinking as much as we do. I think we should kind of take alcohol out of the equation when it comes to like clubs and shit like that. I wish we could, because I feel like I just think it's a messy situation. Thank you. Fuck no. Chat knows. What up, MK? How you doing? Welcome to the stream.
The answer is no.
No.
In the law, if someone's drunk, they can't give consent.
There you go.
And the reason being is because they don't have the capacity to give consent.
There you go.
Capacity.
Does that go for all drugs? I feel like I want to say yeah. If you don't have the capacity, yeah, bro.
By a variety of things, including alcohol intake, drug use, mental health conditions.
Maybe with the exception of like mushrooms or something like that. I don't know.
Learning disabilities. But really what it means is if someone understands what saying yes or no means in that moment. And then sometimes in the class, and I do this with children aged 12 to 18, they might say, well, what if someone's tipsy or drunk? And bear in mind, they haven't experienced this for themselves yet, because they're young. And I say, well, in real life, people do have drunk sex.
Yes.
But what I'm talking about is slightly different. I explain to them that when they're in the classroom, they can all look me in the eye, have a conversation with me. Most of them can walk in a straight line unaided. And most importantly, they can remember the conversation we have in the class the next day. And I say that people are drunk, I mean they can't do those things. I'm glad we're looking at these questions together and got different answers, because it shows it's not a straightforward understanding. And we're adults here. Imagine if you were younger. So the next question is, if someone is repeatedly pestered for nudes and sex, and eventually gives in and says yes, does this count as consenting?
No, this is
Yes.
coercion. Wait, what?
Maybe.
Oh, no. I thought he said yes. I was
Some
like,
maybes. The answer is no again.
there you go. No.
The reason being because they're repeatedly pestered. And some boys do get that from the get-go. Others challenge it and say, well, yes means yes, and why wouldn't someone say yes if they meant it? And then this gets to the core of the issue, that consent is being looked at as a game, because we're giving them tools that make them think they're supposed to go out and get and win things.
Yes, that's exactly what we telling young boys, or that's what young boys think. That's what that's what I thought growing up too, that, getting play was a game that I had to win, you know what I'm saying? That I had to, figure out girls and, there was this code that I had to figure out. It's like none of that is true, bro. And just comes down to the way that men, shape manhood really in society.
Now, when we look at consent, it's about the capacity and freedom to make a choice. Capacity looking at the things like understanding yes or no, and freedom meaning people can make a choice based off what they want for themselves, that's free of pressure from someone else, whether it's peer pressure or power dynamics in a relationship. Now, when we look at that, they get quite fired up because they're in a school. They're taught to think logically, and this action must have this reaction, and so on.
Power dynamics is a good note to remember.
In reality, I don't think many children are taught in ways that help them deal with the complex nuances that life throws against you. So they take all these thinkings, and then we look at what getting a yes means, because that's what they understand. Yes is good. But when we think about how it works in practice with the tools that they've currently got, it looks a bit like this. Consent and sex and relationships are thought of in a linear way. Do I like someone? I speak to them, I ask them out, hug them, kiss them, get the picture, maybe have sex. And when you think about getting a yes and applying it in something like this, then it just becomes an afterthought.
See, bell hooks? I haven't checked that out before.
And the reason why I put this here is because, yes, as we are grown, we might understand that relationships are much more. But young people learn from each other. As much as we like to think that parents are guiding them through life, or mentors are guiding them through life and showing them what relationships are really about, actually they learn from other children.
It's very true.
Especially boys and boys like me.
That's very true.
So when you look at this linear process, you don't think about equal exchanges and how sex isn't just an end goal. In reality, relationships and sex are about ongoing exchanges between people and healthy communication. So we want to get them to a point where they can strip away of the current rules they have, but we have to challenge some pre-existing notions as well. So when we look at the man box, this is what I mean by pre-existing notions. It represents how boys and young men are socialized today.
Oh, this is the man box. Do not cry. Do not express weakness. Protector. Do not be like woman. Do not be like a woman. Okay, I thought I said like woman. I was like, they're going real caveman with this. Heterosexual. View women as property/objects. There it is. There it is.
It has things like do not cry, do not express emotions,
there it is.
Protector, do not be a woman.
Any men in chat want to talk about how, this is kind of what we were told, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this is what I got. I know this, and I don't even feel like I've had a conversation with anyone explicitly talking about this specific box, you know what I'm saying? But I know this, you see what I'm saying? This is what I know, and I feel like when I see it, I'm like, damn, this is exactly how I thought. You know what I'm saying? What up, D-Web? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. This is taught both directly and inadvertently. Yes, exactly. Growing up, this is the mindset. Yep, very much.
Women.
Fellas, I want to appreciate y'all for speaking up, by the way, bro. I think this is a great time for us to show some leadership, man. Not just me, you know what I'm saying? I feel like y'all are all leaders in your own way, or y'all all, have the ability to lead in your own way. And I want to thank y'all for speaking up, When I'm done with my KFC, I'll give my input. Keep your greasy fingers off the keyboard, please.
Be heterosexual, and a big part of it is view women as objects and objectify them.
I'm very fortunate to be raised by a woman who helped me avoid a lot of things in this man box. What was that like growing up, man? It sounds very different, bro. The worst is when it's a cis black man. Yep, and them niggas will do that shit. Cishead black man. Them niggas will be some of the most fucking toxic motherfuckers ever I've seen, bro. It's crazy because you really think about how people don't really see past their own, their own woes. You know what I'm saying? They'll understand it'd be the same niggas that understand racism and how it works, and then you break it down to how men think and how they oppress women. They just can't get it, bro. They become just like the oppressors. It's crazy, bro. It's insane, bro. It's insane. Like Dr. Umar, yes. Fuck Dr. Umar, bro. Like Dr. Umar, crazy ass, bro. And it's crazy. So many men are susceptible to this because we don't have enough spaces where we challenge and understand what it is, what male privilege is. And I think that's on us. That's ultimately on us as men who grow up and understand what it means to have male privilege and what it is what the woes of, you know, being a man as well. You know what I'm saying? The man box, if you will, how it confines us. I think it's ultimately up to us to, you know, to unpack that and really talk about it in a way that can allow, you know, some fruitful conversation for us as grown adults, as well as, you know, children or young men as well, you know. Kevin Samuels, fucking Dr. Umar. We're gonna have a whole episode on toxic masculinity. Don't worry about it. We're gonna have a whole episode about that. So just FYI. But yeah, man. Yeah. My grandpa was a perfect example of a non-toxic masculinity. I think he saw how his father treated women and decided to be better. I'm blessed to have him in my life. That's crazy. I'm surprised your grandpa was doing it. It's crazy to even think that men like him were around back then. You know what I'm saying? It was etched into us. If boys fails, no matter how young, they told us to man up. Yeah, exactly. Kevin Samuels, we definitely got to have a conversation with all that toxicity going on, bro. You can really look at black men versus every other race and see how slave owners did, belittling them and altering their thought process mindset to this day. William Lynch. And when he gets challenged, people who only take things at face value get angry. Provoking thought to small-minded people makes them mad. Yeah, that's very true, bro. That's very true. And here I am provoking thought every Monday for 100 weeks. 100 plus weeks. But what I liked about Bell Hooks' writing was that she was able to constructively critique that men created patriarchy while making clear how men are victimized by it. Yes, that is very important, bro. Very important. If you have any videos on her, Sweatshort Shorty, send that to me. I think next week's topics might be toxic masculinity. I think I want to talk about that next week. I think it's very timely, considering. But yeah, man. And you better keep that going, man. Making people think makes people grow. Yeah, and that's all I really want for the world, bro. I got you. Yeah, the fact that men, especially black men, be having unrealistic expectations on women that should, what a woman should and shouldn't be doing, what I'm sorry, I can't read today. Doing what I can't read today. Should and shouldn't be doing, but wants the woman to know how to do them. And they're told us to lower our standards. Y'all don't have, y'all didn't have one. It's unrealistic. Yeah, for sure. Very unrealistic. You know, we could talk about that all next week, bro. We talked about it a bit before, but yes. It's crazy. Hey, I just saw your video on TikTok. Super funny. Thanks. I appreciate the follow, bro. I appreciate you stopping by. Today is our Mindful Monday stream, though. None of that, I don't want to say none of that goofy shit, but yeah, we just talking about important topics this Monday, but we'll be back to gaming and goofing around tomorrow. We're doing a React stream, but yeah, today is just our Mindful Monday stream. Appreciate you stopping by and letting me know that, though, and I thank you for the follow, Coda 10. But yeah, we're talking about consent today. It sounds good, has a lot of likes. It must be a fact. Yeah, pretty much.
When you objectify people, what happens?
Shit.
It means you think less of them, less than me, less than human. When I first started this work, I saw a lot of empathy in boys, and it's beginning to be torn away now. I think it's because they're still living in this man box, but we have to do more to get them out of that and show that they are capable of more.
Facts.
They're capable of having healthy communication,
Facts.
capable of respecting boundaries, and
Facts.
wanting more for themselves. I think a big reason why they're still here is because of what they're seeing. We've, of course, heard of the Me Too movement and how it's challenging the status quo.
I want to touch really quick on what Sweatshirt Shorty said and how men, or she referenced how Bell Hook talks about how men are both benefit from, you know, this box or patriarchy, but they're also victimized by it too, and how they're victimized through the lens of patriarchy. And like having these, you know, this box that you confine what manhood is victimizing to men, you know what I'm saying? And in order to fix that, you know, we have to rely on men to fix that, you know. It's not going to no woman's going to come in here and fix that, you know, because at the end of the day, privilege responds the best to other privilege. You know what I'm saying? Two men having a conversation is going to go way more reciprocal than a man and a woman having a conversation, because there is a level of privilege that the men have over women. You know what I'm saying? And so it basically makes it hard to have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because privilege is power ultimately as well. You know what I'm saying? And it's just it's unfortunate that most, you know, especially people who are deep in misogyny, like those men don't respect women enough to listen to them and what they have to say. You know what I'm saying? So very important for us as men to have these conversations, man.
And people in power, but it's been coupled with
Facts is Michi.
And the rise of certain personalities, whether it's certain heads of state in the US, or certain morning TV presenters here, and certain YouTubers. You have Me Too rising, and those people rising too. And it's really frustrating, because boys don't know where to go, who to follow, and who to listen to. And they see their heroes rightly have their character called into question, whether it's people that are athletes, businessmen, musicians. The stories are often reported as hearsay, and when their character's called into question, boys would rather listen to what their heroes have said rather than someone else.
Facts.
And we have to get them to understand that actually there's more to these stories. If you're just shown it, it's easier to accept that and adopt those views, then you think less of women and survivors of sexual assault. And that's what happens when you're living heroes. They just accept it, that maybe if I get famous, I might have these like false charges against me one day.
Wow.
And that's what happens when the stories are reported in the wrong way. And it's easier to accept that and adopt those views when you think less of women and survivors of sexual assault. And that's what happens when you're living in that man box. As I said, when I started this work, there was a lot of compassion and empathy in boys. And if I'm honest, over the last year, they've regressed.
Wow.
They question stats and figures more. They question each story that is presented to them. And they focus on those fine lines. It manifests in different ways. You see the rise of incels or involuntary celibates, viewing women as people that aren't giving them what they deserve or desire, thus hate them.
Yep.
And then you see it as well with the more popular boys that are now seeing women as people that can take what they want from them, take their money and power and fame that they want in their lives. But really, all of these movements and motions, there's a big spectrum. And there's a lot of people in between that just need to be shown another way. I think why this movement is so important is because it's come at the right time. Because
this hits hard being a black woman and having black men not care to listen. Hey, man, I'm trying my best to be able to listen, bro. I understand, even me as I don't want to come up here and be like, oh, guys, you know, I never struggled with this at all. You know, I was definitely a hard-headed fucking cishead black man before. So, like, I'm listening to y'all speak, and I'm just like, you right, nigga. It's so hard. It's so hard. And I don't know why. Men, I mean, I know why when men don't listen to women when they talk about this stuff. And the same reason that white people don't listen to black people when they talk about racism. You know what I'm saying? Because privilege blinds you to the reality of those around you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if that's insensitive for me to say blind, but maybe that's even me displaying my own privilege right now. You know what I'm saying? Right there, you know, but it does, you know, and I think, you know, yeah, I mean, that's why ultimately I do what I do is what I'm trying to say, you know. It's important conversations, bro, need to be had. It's worse to watch and see black men trying to be like white men. They forget they have what happened. Yeah, bro, they'll put down that same oppression on women, that same bigotry on women that white men will put onto them. You know what I'm saying? It's like a cycle. It's crazy, bro. And it's just like they can't see it because they've never addressed it. You know what I'm saying? And obviously black men are this interesting space because they are disadvantaged by racism, you know what I'm saying? So they feel as though they have something against them, you know what I'm saying? Which they do, you know, but at the same time, it's like they're unable to see how, like, it doesn't transcend over usually, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it does, but a lot of times it doesn't transcend. Like, they don't say, okay, this is oppressive system. Let me check out this next one. You know what I'm saying? They talk about racism. Okay, what about sexism? You know what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't transfer over, and I think, you know, ultimately there's probably a lot of hurt there. There's a lot of hurt and maybe some trauma there as well. But Yeah, man. So like when people come out about these stories, Me Too movement and shit like that, like they're all automatically going to their privileged place. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. It's crazy. It's the same thing that happens when what white people do when the Black Lives Matters movement came out. You know, it's the same phenomenon, which is crazy, man. I unfortunately was blessed with understanding of the female struggle at a young age. W got misgendered and widely sexually harassed by an adult when I was 12. Gave me an immediate lens of respect towards the plight of women as a whole. I mean, that's crazy. So like, it's almost like, because you had, that disadvantage, you gained a new perspective, you know what I'm saying? And obviously that shouldn't have happened to you. You were 12 years old, I'm not trying to make that, I'm not trying to give reason to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to study what happened. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's why a lot of society should look towards people who have been disadvantaged. You know what I'm saying? Who have been, like black women, black disabled people. You know what I'm saying? Like these people have a very unique view on society as they are, disadvantaged by it the most. You know what I'm saying? And we as people I've never been disabled in my life. I'll never be a woman in my life. I'm black, but that's, that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we got to listen to people around us, bro. And I think the most main thing you can do is to protect and listen to those around you, those who are most marginalized. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the most human thing you can do, you know what I'm saying? In general, you know what I'm saying? Along with the most man thing you can do is to protect those who are at risk for the most danger, And because at the end of the day, we all one tribe, bro. Everybody on this planet is one tribe, bro. And we got to stick together. We all we got, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yes, but as black women, we also need same theory to know what we can do and how to take care of ourselves and understand what men are going through. Of course, you know what I'm saying? But the burden of sexism, of fixing sexism is on us, you know what I'm saying? Granted, there are some women who have internalized patriarchy, just like there are some black people who have internalized white supremacy, you know what I'm saying? Candace Owens, same thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know how it goes. It's wild. I try to seek positivity and lessons from everything, though. Yeah, man. Likewise, bro. I try my best, man. You don't have to be a woman to subscribe to patriarchy. Yeah, of course. What's sad, because most black women putting more of their masculine energy out more than they do on their feminine. It's because I feel like they almost don't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they don't have a choice to be. They don't have the opportunity to be feminine. You know what I'm saying? And I think about that sometimes. I feel like black women are so often robbed of their femininity because they have to be strong. You know what I'm saying? They have to be this. You know what I'm saying? Because society is just so fucking hard. They don't get to be, I mean, if they want to be, I want to express that if they want to be these, feminine things, you know what I'm saying? These dainty, people, you know what I'm saying? They don't get that opportunity a lot of times because of the way society is structured, And I feel like I see from my side, just me looking, that I feel like that black women want that, you know what I'm saying? Because, masculinity and femininity are social constructs of course, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, some people need that to be happy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to tell people what's the best way to live their lives, you know what I'm saying? I'm just, maybe they find happiness in that, good for them, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a fan of gender roles. I'm not like, you need to have these gender roles, but I'm like, if somebody wants to live that way, that's up to them. And if it makes them happy, that's their life, you know what I'm saying? My problem is when they come in and be like, you have to live this way. Any other way is wrong, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay, there's room for femininity for black women. We have to be strong, brave, stand up. There's no room. I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. And everyone around us at all times, it always falls on, and it shouldn't fall on y'all at all. You know what I'm saying? The problem is that no one wants to see anyone else's perspective. Everyone is so focused on their own problems and how they have become victimized that they don't consider how others that's very true, actually. How have become victimized by something that doesn't hit them like that. That's very true. It's a great point. Great conversation today. Let's try to finish this video though. Yeah, I noticed that if I find it difficult to put that out, express my feminine energy, and I can see that because of the kind of men I want to stray away from, the kind of men I want stray away from me, and that I keep attracting the same type of men. I'm honestly good on being the strong black woman lately. Somebody got to be strong for me for once. I feel that. But I feel like femininity is viewed through the lens of submission, strength, and courage. Don't need to be. Yeah, I agree that it is viewed through the lens of submission. It doesn't have to be submissive. Like can you not be dainty and strong at the same time? Can you not be feminine and strong at the same time? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. I agree. They don't need to be gendered at all. You know, I don't think so. I don't think it has to be any one way. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I masculine? I wouldn't say that as a masculine trait either, you know, but I think some people would, you know, especially in how we traditionally view masculinity and femininity, you know what I'm saying? But no, I get you 100%. I feel that. It doesn't need to be, you know, any kind of way, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's finish this video.
The cracks in the performance of masculinity are beginning to show. So what next? Where do we go from here? How do we show boys and empower them to think that so they know that they're capable of more than this? We have to focus on them understanding that consent isn't a game.
Facts.
And that they can do more for the people around them.
Facts.
That they're capable of healthy communication. And we have to reinforce this in a variety of ways. So in the workshops, we look at non-verbal and verbal communication.
Amazing. Amazing. We need that.
How you might say if you want to give consent, like, I like it when you do this.
Yes.
I like it when you do that. How people might say that they don't want to give consent. Like, I'm tired. Not right now. Stop. No.
Yes.
And I also press the boys to understand how they might feel when they hear what they don't want to hear. When they hear that someone doesn't want to do what they want to do. And after some silence in the classroom, someone might raise their hand and say, well, I'd get angry. And we acknowledge it. And I say, yes, I can understand. Why are you getting angry? And they say, well, I'm embarrassed, I'm annoyed, I'm not getting what I want. And no one wants to feel like that. But then I also have to give them advice on how to deal with that too. Simple things like just counting to 10, taking themselves out of that situation for a moment, recuperating their thoughts, and then speaking to the people they're with. Not speaking to them to change their opinion, but to just express how they feel. And if they're in a relationship that's healthier, that they'll be heard.
Yes.
But we, as men, also need to do better.
Yes.
We have to have those difficult conversations with our friends.
Yes.
And the people that look up to us.
Yes.
We can't keep on hiding from things and sweeping things under the rug.
Yes, that's gotten us fucking nowhere, bro.
We have to reinforce it in our everyday interactions and move away from a linear approach to relationships and consent and this thing that you just tick off.
Oh, I see what he's doing. This is like a linear approach. So like you like someone, speak to them, ask them out, like thinking that it has to happen in this order or any order at all. It's just, we can just take it out, you know, and just talk to the person. You know what I'm saying? Yes, please tell your homies that they are weirdos and they don't have to be. Yeah.
Them to think that consent isn't just something I get from someone.
I don't have friends anymore, really. I'm kind of, but not really. Not in real life, but online mostly. But yeah.
But I tick off and win and take. But it's something I want to give and want to receive. And you do that by actually showing them how relationships could be.
No, I get that, Queen, for sure. Sometimes I feel like I'm on the bottom of the chain because I'm black and queer, and it's worse when both communities hate you. That's crazy, bro. That's insane. I can't even imagine, bro. My bad. Not you, Goofy. You seem cool. I'm trying my best, bro. You know, I just want to, you know, make the world a better place. Nah, we ain't your friends, I guess. Okay, relax. I was talking about men, okay?
And giving them that real advice. So we've talked about practical things. This is a more long-term goal. If you hold relationships like this, where clear communication is important to you, where you listen to what your partners are saying, where you hear what they're saying and acknowledge it, where you respect boundaries that you put up for each other.
Yes.
And also respect them when you hear what you don't want to hear too.
Yes.
It's about equal exchanges. Sex isn't just an end goal, but it's also supposed to be enjoyed by everyone involved.
Yes.
And lastly, that relationship is
Orgasm gap.
a lot
Google it,
more
fellas.
than what I want and me. And it's about us, what we want,
Yes.
how we talk to each other, how we respect each other, how we exchange our emotions. And when you base relationships off this, giving and receiving consent becomes a core part of what they are. It's really important that they understand this and that we, as men, seek relationships out like this as well so they can see what it looks like in practice. At the end of the workshops, I ask the boys what they've learned, what they've taken on board. And sometimes those learnings are really small, and it's just that someone knows that they can give consent too. If they know that they can give it, they might value it more. Other times the learnings are...
You never heard the orgasm gap? You never heard that? I never heard the orgasm gap. It's basically that the gap that, you know, women have way less, or straight women in heterosexual relationships have way less orgasms than men. Like, it's like crazy. A no can turn to a yes with genuine care and communication.
slightly different, and it's someone saying, well, they might say what they want to do with someone instead of just doing it and expecting a reaction.
I think we got to get away from the mindset of trying to change a yes to a no at all. You know what I'm saying? Not that, you know, that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't happen in life. You know what I'm saying? But I think we got to get away from just trying to change anyone's one answer and just accepting them as they are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if it's a no, then let it just be a go and just move on. You know what I'm saying? I think we can't even have it. I don't know if this is like unrealistic to ask of people, but not even to even have it in the back of the mind. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Be genuine, communicate. Yeah. But just, I think saying it like that, you know what I'm saying, might trigger the wrong mindset. You know what I'm saying? But not that what you're saying, like I said, not what you're saying is wrong. I get what you mean, bro. First no, then should be respected. Yeah, for sure. But it like you just respecting the no just could end up in later, you know, a yes. But it's like I just don't think we should frame it in that way. I guess is what I'm saying.
And I know where we are now isn't ideal, but think about where we could go. And boys like this understand that relationships are way more than just getting what you want. It's about communicating, being heard by your partners, and having equal exchanges. Think about the adults that they'll grow into be.
Yeah, way better.
Think about the heroes that they...
It's crazy because I didn't even learn about boundaries, like personal boundaries, bro, or even like in terms of friendship until I was 26 years old, bro. It's crazy. Like, I can't even imagine what the kind of person I would have been, like how much better off I would have been if I would have just like had this conversation, or even like been in stream right now, or, you know, had the workshop that he gave. You know, I wish that, you know, we had more opportunities to have these conversations. We were introduced to these conversations earlier, you know. Yeah, it has to be on them. Yeah, it's not on you for to change someone else's mind. It has to be on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what you're saying. That's why I use the word genuine. Yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. Yeah, all good. No, you're not. We're not thinking you're weird or anything like that. Nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? No, I hope you don't have that, you know, feeling. You know, all good, bro. To be honest, mentality of flipping a no to yes is the cause of a lot of problems. Yeah, reinforced inside of yeah. That's what we're getting at. Yeah. If I could add to the thought process, picture often robs men of their agency to have consent and set boundaries. Oh, for sure. And, you know, and that's one thing I did. I looking back, if I could redo this Mindful Monday, I would have a video talking about how that affects men as well. You know what I'm saying? But I guess we could talk about it now, bro. There's definitely been situations where I feel like I couldn't say no. You know what I'm saying? That women expected me to be horny, and the fact that I wasn't like automatic yes, that it wasn't an automatic yes, was like, you know, troublesome. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a video I wanted to watch. I don't know if we could have started it as this. You know what I'm saying? There was a video where the guy was going around, he's asking questions. I know you guys see those stupid guys who go around with microphones and cameras and ask people questions. But a while ago there was one where they were asking women, can your man say no? You know what I'm saying? and seeing the responses of women say, you know what I'm saying, we're like, no, he's not allowed to say no. You know what I'm saying? Or shit like that. It's just, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy because I'm sure there are a lot of men that don't feel like they say no. And there probably is a lot of sexual assault on men that are not, it's not discussed. You know what I'm saying? Because of patriarchy in itself, we don't value men's emotions very much, you know, and they've become victimized by that mindset. Exactly. You know, shit, we might be able to find that video, bro. Yeah. Is that too triggering? I don't know. See, I don't know if I even want to entertain this on a Mindful Monday, bro. I just don't know. What do y'all think, bro? Very toxic. Maybe I could. Maybe this will be my way to pivot into this conversation a little bit more. We'll watch that. We'll watch this. I think this is it. This might be like one of the. I'm sure it looks like there was a whole like a whole of videos on it, but yeah. That story I told earlier, motherfuckers laugh when I tell it, bro. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, my man is absolutely allowed to say no. I'm a cuddle. Still cuddle him though, I hope. Yeah, bro. Like, please, let's have this conversation, bro. Cause very important, bro. Very important. You know what I'm saying? Let's call out the bullshit, bro. Like, obviously the men, this is under patriarchy, you know what I'm saying? And men benefit from patriarchy, but they're also victimized by it sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Spin that, bro. They got to learn. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. Hold on. Let's finish this video first and then we'll go over there.
Standards that they might put their heroes towards as well.
What was he saying?
I'll continue heroes that in equal exchanges. Think about the adults that they'll grow into. You have to accept that and adopt those views. When you think less of women and survivors of sexual assault.
This is not where we're at.
Instead of just doing it and expecting a reaction.
Yeah.
And I know where we are now isn't ideal, but think about where we could go. And boys like this understand that relationships are way more than just getting.
I think these are very important conversations today, Chad, and I really appreciate you guys, you know, fucking with me on this, bro. Thank you for all the follows, bro, and I appreciate you guys sticking around, bro. I want to let you guys know, men especially in chat, you guys are leadership, and just understand that the burden is on us to fix this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? The same way we expect white people to fix racism as well. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all being here. Ladies, I appreciate y'all being, you know, patient. I'm sure this is like, shit, y'all, a lot of y'all might already know, you know what I'm saying? I'm assuming, you know, but I hope you guys are enjoying yourself as well. I'm not a man, but I can try calling out my cousin by comments about women, but it doesn't help. My aunt always says, oh, he just pushing buttons. He's almost 19. He grown. Yeah, he grown. He grown. I got a meeting in 10 minutes, but I'm gonna miss a chunk of the next hour. It's okay. We'll have the whole VOD on Mindful Monday YouTube if you want to check that out over there. But yeah, let me let him finish his point.
But think about, and I know where we are now isn't ideal, but think about where we could go. And boys like this understand that relationships are way more than just getting what you want. It's about communicating, being heard by your partners, and having equal exchanges. Think about the adults that they'll grow into be. And think about the heroes the standards that they might put their heroes towards as well.
Yeah.
I'll continue to do this work and have difficult conversations with boys so they can understand that they are capable of much more. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited to think about where they'll be in the end of it. Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing conversation, bro. Amazing conversation, bro. Love that. Let's check out some of this stuff that we were talking about, bro. But I do want to say again, very important, you know what I'm saying, to understand that, you know, consent is very important, and like we gotta respect consent, bro. And power dynamics come into play during consent. You know, inebriation come into play when you drunk, when you're high. You know, come into play during consent, bro. And we should get away from the mindset of treating consent like a game where you have to change it at all. You know what I'm saying? We're going to a mindset where we're just respecting people's boundaries. No means no all the time, bro. Means no. If it's not a yes, then it's a no, nigga. If it's not a yes, please, it's a no. All right. So, and I hate to mean to make light of that, but yeah. Exactly. Consent exists across intersection and gender identity. Yes. All right, let's check out these horrible videos, bro, where they ask people on Miami spring break, can a man say no to sex, bro? And I'm not doing this to shit on women by any means, bro. I'm just saying, like, this is something that we need to understand for men as well, you know? And men have the power to say no.
Man say no to sex?
Why do I feel like I'm gonna regret this, but let's go.
Can a man say no to sex? Can a man say no to sex to y'all? You done got her live from the sea, Miss Ariel from Little Mermaid, you feel me? Can a man say no to sex to you, Miss Josie? Y'all just came home from the club, y'all drunk as hell off the gas, whatever, and you want some dick, can you say no?
No.
No?
Not at all.
No. Hell no. Fuck no. Shit no. You better not.
Well, how come?
Because I said so.
Can't say no?
Yikes. The music too. I'm like, it's just not funny, bro. It's just not funny.
What happens if you do say no though?
You don't even know who I am.
Who are you? Who are you?
Safari the Tiger.
The Tiger.
I'm a porn star out here.
You're a porn star.
You're a porn star and you don't understand consent?
And he's saying no to me, bitch, and I want to fuck. I'm sucking your dick and then we fucking at the end of the day.
You just whipping it out.
Bitch, yeah, what the fuck? She gets the shit hard. What are you talking about? We activate that shit. We are the hormones. We're here.
No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Perfect example of women subscribing to patriarchy. Just FYI, bro. This is we need to have some clown music play during this shit, bro. This shit is weird. Yes, this is weird, bro. This is weird. But people think like this, bro.
Shit. When they want to fuck, we still fuck. So when we want to fuck, we're taking it.
Oh, so they want to fuck, we still, yeah. So the problem right there. It's a problem. It's a problem. No, not it.
We don't care. Period.
Wow.
No.
No?
If you saying no to me, I'm gonna just assume that you're gay or something.
Whoa, what? Gross. Okay, Goofy is painful to watch. It is painful to watch. Jesus Christ. Yo, this ain't it, bro.
Wow, why you gotta be gay?
I mean,
You can't just say no? Like,
he can, but that would give me the impression that he's like gay or maybe I'm ugly or maybe my breath, like something is off because I don't know.
Because it's just like, it's mad weird. Like, why are you saying no? Like, at least you got a girl or you're gay.
I mean,
you probably
or he just
not
finds
in the
you
mood
not
at that
cute,
moment.
right? Why y'all gotta take it though? Why you can't just be
yuck, bro. Should we turn this off? I'm okay. I'm okay with turning this off. How y'all feeling, chat?
like, nah, man, y'all ugly. I don't want to fuck with it.
No. If a nigga see me, he want to fuck. You're orgasming right now where you're recording this shit. On God. Let's go, D.
Damn. Can a man say no to sex to you?
He can if I can say no to him.
Oh, there we go. I mean, obviously you should be able to say no, but at least somebody.
Me for it.
He can, but if I want it, then I'm gonna take it. Period.
Oh, that's wild. Okay, yeah, we've seen enough. We've seen enough. I don't want to watch all 5 minutes of that. That was 1 minute and 2 minutes, and I'm already triggered, bro. Yuck, bro. I need a palate cleanser after that. Not it, bro. Not it. 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 Not it, bro. It's not it, bro. It's not it. No, 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 no. Whoo, that just got me angry, bro. Yeah, it's giving me the worst energy too. It just makes me want to vomit, bro. Like, ugh. God damn, I need to watch something wholesome, bro. Need to watch something wholesome really quick. Wholesome. Palette. When. Let me just watch something wholesome, bro. There we go. That's amazing. That just changed my mood immediately. Let's go, dog. Look at him little go. Yeah. What is he doing? Amazing. Wait, are they all working together? This is amazing. This is amazing. This is how you cleanse your palates, guys. Wow. That's so wholesome. What is he doing? Bro, I'm taking my dog back if he doing that, bro. I'm taking him back. Refund, nigga. I need a refund. We needed this? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And we're here. And we're enjoying this. I mean, you guys enjoying this? Wow, them niggas about to watch a movie? Yes. Oh, that's crazy. Look at the good dog, bro. Oh, these niggas are like teammates right here. I feel like why do I feel like I'm gonna get a quest from these guys right now? I'm still on mad, can't lie. Me too, bro. But you know, I'm just trying my best. A little triggered, honestly. It just sounds so crazy, bro. It's like, look at this nigga, bro. He's so he's so excited. Okay. Wait, what are we watching today? We needed a palate cleanser, bro. So we watched 1 minute and 55 seconds of that, and we watched 1 minute and 55 seconds of the last video, bro. But we're talking about consent, and the last video just really pissed a lot of us off. So I was like, you know, let's take a back seat, bro. Let's take a back seat, you know, and yeah, bro. Let's watch something else, bro. I feel from a young age, boys aren't taught about being taken advantage of, to the point, honestly, bro. And honestly, bro, people aren't talked about. Men. Okay, I don't want to make this about a man conversation, bro, because you know, obviously, it goes deeper than men, and I don't want to spend too much time just talking about men in general. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that yes, you know, and I've experienced situations where, you know, I felt like I was violated. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want this thing to continue anymore, but it's like, it's almost like they take it as a joke. You know what I'm saying? So like that video was just really fucking, you know what I'm saying? Really fucking hard to watch, bro. Watch women say that, you know what I'm saying? And if it was men, I'd feel the same way, you know what I'm saying? But just really fucking triggering, bro. So yeah, I digress. But yeah, here we are, bro. Let's watch our next video, bro. Why enthusiastic consent doesn't work for everyone. Models of sexual consent. Yes. Okay, this is interesting. This is an interesting perspective. As you know, I just said if it wasn't a screaming yes, then it was a no. You know what I'm saying? So.
Hello everyone. So this week is Sexual Health Week. I know we just had World Sexual Health Day. Now it's Sexual Health.
You know, vibing. Yes, I see the TV. Of course, you know we had to put that in there. Not me spoiling the list. I got words for that video, but I'm shut up. It had to be real bad for you. We just watched a video of people asking women if men can say no to sex, and a lot of them were saying no. And it's just internalized patriarchy, bro. You know, so yeah. If there was men, they'd be canceled, as they should be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, both men and women are practitioner of patriarchy. It's not just about power. It's about human decency and respect. 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Great. Well said. I'm glad you're here today, Sweatshirt Shawty. Kia, what's good? How you doing? Yeah.
Health Week. We're just making all of the content about all of the sexual health days. It's because I got that calendar, so I know when things are happening now. Sexual Health Week in the UK is run by Brooke, who I'm an ambassador for. They are a young person's sexual health charity, and the theme this year is consent. Now, I could have done a whole video about just like the do's and don'ts of consent, but instead, one of the things that I have been coming across a lot recently, and also just been thinking about more generally recently, is how our understanding of consent has evolved. You'd think that consent was just consent, right? But no, we just have to go and make it more complicated.
Literally.
No, I don't think it's more complicated. I think as our understanding has evolved, it's actually made things clearer. So in this video, I want to take us on a journey through a few different models of consent, how they work, what they mean, what its strengths are, what its pitfalls are, and why we have maybe evolved into new understandings of consent. For the most part, I'll be using gender neutral language in this video. However, we can't talk about consent without talking about rape culture, and we can't talk about rape culture without acknowledging how
I'm glad we have that trigger warning on there now.
Gendered it is, with the majority of perpetrators being men and the majority of victims and survivors being women. Of course, we should be supporting all survivors of sexual violence, whatever their gender and the gender of their perpetrator, and at the same time making sure we don't forget to address sexism and misogyny. I'll leave some links in the description to some resources and support around sexual abuse and violence for men, women, and non-binary folks.
Awesome.
So, our first model of consent is no means no.
This is the one I
phrase
learned.
was coined by the women's movement in the 1970s, and it was used in many rape prevention campaigns. And you may recognize it if you ever experienced sex ed in school. No means no, kids. So no means no is about the responsibility to listen to and respect a no when you hear one. It's also about the responsibility to say no if you don't want the sex. However, how easy...
and I think that's, I think we had a situation, I won't speak too much on it, and within our not our community, but like the community around us, you know what I'm saying, and Black creative space, where somebody could have had this video ready, you know what I'm saying, because I don't think the burden of no falls on one in particular person, you know what I'm saying. I think obviously we've evolved past that, so we can understand that that is necessarily not the most correct way to go about things, while also understanding that people may have not really understood consent as deeply as they should have, you know what I'm saying, while also still holding those people accountable, because at the end of the day there was a violation for said, you see what I'm saying, for said instance, you know what I'm saying. So we're, like, you not knowing, like, you accidentally killing someone is not the same as purposely murdering them, but it's still, you murdered somebody, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, you gotta understand that, you know what I'm saying. And like, you can't just put it to, oh, it's your fault, that I murdered them, he didn't tell me to stop, or you know what I'm saying. It's like, that's not how it works. It's not how it works, fam.
Is it to say no? And here it's really important to think about how acceptable or not acceptable it is to say a direct no in our culture, even in non-sexual situations. Somebody asks you if you want to do something.
Great
do
point.
You tell them no directly, or do you come up with an excuse, or do you say you're
niggas usually come up with an excuse, and if they don't have no excuse, what the fuck you gonna do?
busy? Or do you lie? Or do you go along with it anyway, even if you don't want to? Saying no in our culture is not normalized at all. It is so difficult to say no just to like a social hang that maybe you don't want to go on, or a party that you don't want to go to. So how easy do you think it is to say no in sexual situations? Sex is incredibly vulnerable, and often people don't have the confidence to say no, or they might feel like they don't have the right to say no. Marital rape was legal in the UK until the early 1990s.
That's fucking insane, bro. Marital, I can't even believe that's a word, bro. Like,
you legally couldn't say no to your spouse. Within a no means no consent model, perpetrators can use the excuse of, well, she didn't say no. And essentially, consent is presumed unless it is
exactly. There's a huge problem there.
Withdrawn. So, whilst no means no did some great work, and I mean, it was my understanding of consent as a teenager and young adult.
My understanding of as a teenager and a young adult for a long time as well.
For a long time, it definitely isn't enough to actually deal with the reality of how people interact with each other, and specifically power
What up, Candy? How you doing?
Dynamics in sexual relationships as well. And that brings us on to affirmative consent, and this emerged in the 1990s. And if the previous one was no means no,
this is an amazing talk. Are you guys enjoying this? Put a 1 in chat if you guys are enjoying today's topic. I'm sorry about that, random spike in anxiety. But I hope you guys are enjoying it today, bro. And I feel like this is very informative.
Affirmative consent is yes means yes. Affirmative consent means that the absence of a no is not enough. And the absence of a no does not indicate consent.
Yes.
The focus here is on the yes, whether that's a verbal or a non-verbal agreement to sex. The affirmative consent model leads to women's role in sex not just being one of potential refusal. And this model was very much adopted by universities in their consent policies and by the law. However, is affirmative consent enough? It frames sex as something that one person wants and the other person either accepts their offer or refuses it. And in the case of heterosexual relationships, very much the man that offers and the woman whose responsibility it is to accept or refuse. Do you want sex? Yes or no, and those are your only options. Many people, especially women and other marginalized genders, agree to sex or consent to sex that they do. This is a framework for consent that I first came across.
Wait, did I just skip something? Hold on.
So you can have a peruse for yourself. And I know I mentioned a quote from this book in my last video. Do you want sex? Yes or
Sorry,
no?
I skipped.
And those are your only options. Many people, especially women and other marginalized genders, agree to sex or consent to sex that they do not want because they feel like they have no other choice. And this is often down to an inequality of power in relationships in regards to gender, but it's also exacerbated by other marginalized identities that people may hold, such as trans status, sexuality, disability, immigration status, race, and class. So where do we go from affirmative consent? Well,
that's crazy. That was definitely a perspective that I appreciate. Like, she really going into the history of shit. So this is dope. I enjoy this.
Welcome to the party, enthusiastic consent. This is very much a level up. We've evolved. This is not just about agreeing to sex that was somebody else's idea, but sex being something that you are excited about and you are enthusiastic about engaging in. The focus with enthusiastic consent is about mutual pleasure and desire, which is amazing. And this model is very much championed within the sex positive movement. However, we can't ignore all of the people who are consenting to sex that they don't sexually desire. The model of enthusiastic consent can fall into the trap of labeling all non-enthusiastic consent as non-consent and therefore rape. For example, there are a lot of people that consent to sex that they don't enthusiastically desire in the way that we would expect from enthusiastic consent, in that they are sexually aroused and feeling sexual desire and really horny and turned on. That could include people like sex workers, asexual people, and from personal experience, people trying to get pregnant. Sexual desire, enthusiasm for sex, and seeking pleasure are not the only reasons that people may want to have sex. Research done into...
I didn't even think about that perspective, like especially like even trying to get pregnant. Very interesting. This is like, I feel like this is very, very, very thought-provoking, and I feel like I don't know why we didn't have these conversations younger, bro. Like I just don't. I mean, I know why, but it's like at the same time, I'm like, holy fucking shit. How do you expect to function in society if you are not having these kind of conversations? If you don't have this information readily available, you know what I'm saying? It's like we are just like, I mean, what the fuck is school teaching us, nigga? What are they teaching us? If I didn't learn this in school, bro. Like, what is happening?
2007 found 237 reasons why people wanted to have sex. And I'm just going to read a few of them for you because we're not going to get through the whole list.
Okay.
I was in the heat of the moment. It just happened. I was bored. It just seemed like the thing to do. Someone dared me. I desired emotional closeness. I wanted to feel closer to God. I wanted to gain acceptance from my friends. It's exciting, adventurous. I wanted to make up after a fight. I wanted to get rid of aggression. I was under the influence of drugs. I wanted to have something to tell my friends. I wanted to express my love for the person. I wanted to experience the physical pleasure. I wanted to show my affection to the person. I felt like I owed it to the person. I was attracted to the person. I was sexually aroused and wanted the release. My friends were having sex and I wanted to fit in. It feels good. My partner kept insisting. The person was famous and I wanted to be able to say I had sex with them. I wanted the person to love me. I wanted to have a child. I wanted to make someone else jealous. I wanted to have more sex than my friends. I was married and you're supposed to. I was tired of being a virgin. I was horny. I wanted to feel loved. I was feeling lonely. Everyone else was having sex. I wanted the attention. There's just a taster. I'll leave a link in the description to this entire entire list so you can have a peruse for yourself. And I know I mentioned a quote from this book in my last video, but honestly, it's just full of so many good nuggets. Here is something that Catherine Angel said in Tomorrow Sex Will Be Good Again that I think is really important. If consenting to sex must also involve desire or enthusiasm, the implication is that those consenting to sex without desire, sex workers, for example, have not really consented. This makes the overriding of their agreement, their assault, meaningless, which in turn makes the protection of sex workers difficult. So here's the thing.
Damn, that is a hell of a fucking mouthful. And I think that's really fucking important. Holy shit. Some of those are similar to each other though. Yeah, they are. She was wilding, you know. Child, these reasons are frank, but also crazy. Yeah, I'm just like, holy shit. People are, whoa, what? I'm just like, huh? What?
Enthusiastic
What up, Giselle?
Is great. And in a lot of sexual encounters, it should absolutely be the thing that we are striving for. But it becomes messy if we try and apply it as a universal standard of consent. So, what's next? Entering the ring, we have authentic consent. This is a framework developed by sex educator Dr. Nadine Thornhill. I'll leave links to her work and her social media in the description. She is amazing. This is a framework for consent that
I love how energetic she is. She's just like talking with her hands and like, I'm just like, my ADD is like, so many things happening on the screen, information. Yeah.
First came across on her Instagram, and I'm just going to read what she said about it. Authentic sexual consent is an agreement that is motivated by people's sincere desire to have sex for reasons that may include, but aren't limited to, pleasure, exploration, generosity, love, baby making, or because it's their job. Authentic consent can be enthusiastic. It can also be optimistically awkward, a means to an end, or entirely transactional. But at its foundation, it's always about folks agreeing to have sex because it's what they want. I love this framework, especially because it leads me to thinking about sexual authenticity.
Yes. I haven't felt this focus in a long time. Yeah, me too. We stand educated with resources. Yeah, facts.
More generally, we're given a very small box of what kind of sexual desire, behaviors, and relationships are seen as healthy, normal, and appropriate. But for many people, and I would potentially argue for most or all people, even cis, heterosexual, monogamous, vanilla people, this box is too small and too restrictive, and it doesn't feel authentic to our identities, desires, or experiences. And I would just love to know in the comments, whatever you are happy sharing, what kinds of sexual relationships or behaviors feel authentic to you. So
that's a good question. What kind of, I don't even know how to answer that question. Holy shit. Can we go back? I want to go back for a second. I just need to.
Authentic to our identity, normal of this framework, especially because it leads me to thinking about sexual authenticity generally. We're given a very small box of what kind of sexual desire, behaviors, and relationships are seen as healthy, normal, and appropriate. But for many people, and I would potentially argue for most or all people, even cis, heterosexual, monogamous, vanilla
vanilla.
This box is too small and too restrictive, and it doesn't feel authentic to our identities, desires, or experiences. And I would just love to know in the comments, whatever you are happy sharing, what kinds of sexual relationships or behaviors feel authentic.
I get what you're saying. Actually, I don't want to y'all have y'all answer that question. Oh shit.
To you.
Might be a little graphic for a Mindful Monday.
To take us beyond consent and to think of different ways of giving and receiving and going about our sexual.
It's basically asking what your kink is, bro. What kind of sexual kinks do you feel like you have? You know what I'm saying? That may not be easily expressed within, any means, let alone heteronormativity,
relationships. Let me introduce to you Betty Martin's Wheel of Consent. So this is Betty Martin's Wheel of Consent. Betty Martin is a sexologist and intimacy coach, and she has put tons of free resources about the Wheel of Consent online if you want to look deeper into it. This is just going to be my very quick and dirty interpretation. So with the wheel of consent, you've got your 2 axes and your 4 quadrants.
Okay.
This axis is about action. You've got the doer and you've got the done too. And this axis is about pleasure. You've got the giver and the receiver. And so the relationship dynamics work in these directions. So if you are the doer and you are the giver, then you are doing something for someone else's pleasure, and that is called the serve category. On the other side, if you are the receiver and the done too, then you are accepting something from someone else for your own pleasure, and that is the accept quadrant. On this side, if you are the doer and the receiver, then you are doing something to someone else for your own pleasure, and you are then in the take quadrant. And on the other side of that, if you are the giver and the done too, then you are allowing someone else to do something to you for their pleasure. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So each of these quadrants are different forms of...
Any questions, chat? Big, what's good, my boy? How you doing? It sounds like she broke something, bro. Okay, ordinary. I've never been heard vanilla used in that context. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Consent, and one of my...
you take the BDSM test. Yeah. It's basically just saying doing something for someone as a service or doing something as a take. You know what I'm saying? I could give examples, but I feel like it would just get too crazy in here, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. But basically, it's like doing something to someone as a man. So me doing something to someone as, you know, as a service. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That would be her. She would have to accept that, give her acceptance of that. You see what I'm saying? And now if I'm doing something to her that doesn't immediately give her pleasure, I'm in the taker position and she must allow that. It's basically what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? And there's just categories, and it's like, it's just basically saying there's different flavors, you know what I'm saying, of yes and no situations, you know what I'm saying? And understanding the different flavors, I guess. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what she's saying. Does that make sense? I'm trying my best to say this without, you know, giving a very specific graphic example. So please work with me here.
Favorite things about the wheel of consent is how hot and sexy it can be if you just focus on which quadrant you are in. So rather than with every single thing that you do during sex being like, oh, making sure that I'm getting pleasure from it, making sure that they're getting pleasure from it, making sure that everyone is happy, which can work. But instead, if you try something like this, where you're like, for this 15 minutes, it's about my pleasure and I want to do this. Or for this 15 minutes, it's about your pleasure and I'm going to do this. Like, if you focus in on one of these. So yes, links in the
What the fuck was that? What was that? What was that? What was...
description if you want to
I love her energy, by the way,
about the Wheel of Consent. And also Betty Martin has
I feel like she'd be a great teacher, bro. Like, fuck.
a book called The Art of Receiving and Giving. An idea that I came across recently.
Is that how it is for ladies? Is that how it feels? Was that a visual description of how it feels? No? Okay.
Is ethical sex. So consensual sex is legal sex, and non-consensual sex is illegal sex and should probably not even be called sex because it is rape or sexual assault.
Yes.
Consent is the requirement for something to even be sex, but we can have consensual bad sex. And so what we want is good sex. And everyone's definition of good sex will be different depending on what you're into, but some of the general foundations for it are trust and respect, great communication, feeling safe physically, emotionally, and
power dynamics as well, age differences, you know what I'm saying?
Safe to express yourself and be vulnerable, feeling present and connected, having fun and experiencing pleasure, and compatibility.
Did you know the age of consent in Japan is 13? I heard that, bro. I heard that. And I don't even... Yeah.
And shared values. Are you into the same things? And does sex mean the same thing to you as the other person or people? Dr. Chris Donahue, who is a sex therapist, talks about ethical sex in his book, Rebel Love. And he says that good sex is ethical sex. So what is ethical sex? He says that ethical sex and relationships is about an awareness that we are relational beings and that our interactions, however big or small, can have an impact on somebody else however big or small. So it's about focusing on how what you do and what you say can leave an impact on others and trying to leave a positive impact. And then it's also about checking in with how you feel before, during, and after sex. Do I feel good about it, or does this sex make me feel bad? Should I be having this kind of sex? Should I be having sex with this person? How does it make you feel? And ultimately, it's about compassion for other people, whether they're a long-term partner or a one-night stand. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you
ethical sex, bro. That was a fucking...
You enjoyed this video, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of these different models and frameworks of consent in the comments. Did you know about them? Is there any new stuff that you learned? What are your thoughts on them in terms of like the pros and the cons of each one? Thanks again for watching. Happy Sexual Health Week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Amazing. I love that. I love that. Any thoughts, questions, concerns? I think that was really cool. I think that was really fucking cool, and I love her. I think I want to subscribe to her.
This week,
but yeah, bro. Any thoughts on that, bro? Like, it definitely was, you know, better than any conversation or any learning about consent that I've ever fucking had ever in my entire life. You know, niggas just had to learn this shit on hard mode. You know what I'm saying? I just got here, Teach. Oh, okay. Well, welcome in, Giselle. But yeah, we're talking about consent today. And we've got a couple more videos left, and this is really interesting, bro. I'm really glad we had this conversation today. That was really good. Digestible way to present the topic. I agree 100%, bro. They could show this in sex ed. They definitely could show this video in sex ed, but I feel like the teachers aren't even, in some cases, like, you know, really old heads, like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, some old heads really just don't think new information is good or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just really think that, oh, we were fine back in my day, we should be fine now today, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like some of these conversations, this is going over what most teachers would even talk about, you know what I'm saying? What was this video called? It's called Why Enthusiastic Consent Doesn't Work for Everyone, Models of Sexual Consent. All the videos will be in my Discord, by the way, after stream in the Mindful Monday section. Also, this stream will be on Mindful Monday YouTube, !MM YouTube, if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel for Mindful Monday. Talking about pleasure in sex is so taboo in the US. Yeah, bro. So taboo, bro. And it's weird, bro. It's like, bro, like, you can be happy. You can be, it's like they just don't want niggas to be happy, bro. And I honestly, I think it comes down probably from really conservative values, or even Christian values sometimes, where people, you know, see sex as a sin, and they don't want to feel like they're marketing sex as, you know, to kids as, hey, this is a fun thing to do, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to promote it in that way. But it's like, I feel like they end up promoting it anyways, because you just tell them, they know it's good. All their friends are telling them that it's amazing, you know what I'm saying? So like, if you just come out and say it, it'll probably be like, okay, we get it now. Thanks for finally, you know, being honest with us about this. You know what I'm saying? And I get that obviously some parents just might have a different worldview and they might teach their kids different, but we got to catch up, bro. You know, we got to catch up. Most school districts probably won't even have that, because their parents will complain. Yeah, bro. Yeah. And I think it would be a lot of parents complaining. Why are you teaching my kid this? Why aren't you teaching them this? How about that? That's a better question. You old hag. Or hag, what do you call a guy that's a hag? You old bitch nigga. I don't know. As someone that is struggled most of my adult life with depression, I'm really appreciate her breaking down authentic consent. Yeah, likewise, bro. I can relate to the depression part for sure. Yeah, it comes from white dudes that do the bare minimum for the woman, so she's not supposed to feel good. Pretty much. I think some models of consent might be considered differently legally as well, and so it's important. Yes, for sure. The forbidden fruit is always the more tempting. Huh? What are we talking about? That's just a very strange thing to say during consent. Oh, hold on, let me read the first. Most school districts probably won't. Yeah, I don't know. In Texas, sex ed doesn't have to be sexual or medically accurate. Wait, what? Huh? So you can pretty much lie to kids, gaslight kids. Oh, your penis will fall off, and that's what they're going for. Sheltering kids from it helps nobody. Yeah, facts. They will learn the hard way or their own. So might as well teach them. Yeah, bro. I mean, God, please teach them. They might go out there and violate somebody, bro. Might go out there and fucking hurt somebody because they don't fucking understand the implications of consent and without consent, you know, or treating sex like a game, or treating, you know, consent like a game, you know. I mean, as a man, we gotta teach our young boys something different, bro, because most of sexual assaults that are reported are reported against men versus onto women. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that follows, you know, the lines of power, I guess you can say. So it makes sense, you know. Do you believe in making a baby go through circumcision? Actually, somebody just asked me about this the other day, and I don't think it's a good idea. I don't plan on doing it. I'm circumcised, and not that y'all asked, but I just, for some reason, I felt like that was something I needed to say. But I don't think it's a great idea. I think it's just kind of something that people have done for generations and thought it was okay to do. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. You know, I don't think it is. You know. So yeah, bro. I don't think it, do y'all plan on circumcising your kid? Any parents in the chat? Y'all think it's okay? I don't know. Let's hop into this next video though. Yeah. When they try to suppress talk about sex, it becomes forbidden, taboo, and oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, I just didn't have the context right then of the conversation. I have ADD. I be jumping around a lot. Got you. Left, right. Thank you for explaining that again. Yeah. Yes, that's 100% true. The forbidden fruit is always more tempting. Yeah, because now you don't know about it. Now you're like, oh, why are they hiding this from us? You know what I'm saying? And now it's like a secret, and it's like, ooh, we get the secret thing that we're doing, and we're hiding from the adults, and it's like, okay, whatever. You're just making it, you know. Circumcision should be up to the child. So how can a child consent to a circumcision? They can't. Makes it more interesting. That's where a lot of intrigue and misinformation spread through kids and teens. Yeah, 100%. My son is cool. I have 2 boys and didn't with them. Cool. Discord. Also, yeah, join the Discord if you're new to the community, bro. It's the best place to stay locked in with the stream. We do Mindful Monday every Monday. Usually we're just going around, jumping around, doing goofy shit, but you know, I think this is a pillar in my community, and I think it brings a lot of people together, and I think it brings a lot of awareness, and you know, start some conversations that hopefully, if you know, if there's nobody new or someone who really needs to hear this conversation, then, you know, maybe some of you guys can share it with somebody who does, you know what I'm saying? And I hope that, you know, they're receptive of that, you know? It's harder the older you get. Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah. I've heard of grown men getting circumcised. I'm like, why would you even do that? It's not even worth it, bro. It's like a tummy tuck for your dick. I'm like, no, thank you. You too late to get circumcised at that point? Yeah. Oh, once they're over age? Yeah. I would hope that they're, you know, I would hope that, you know, at that point, yeah. Men get hard on randomly. Yeah, that does happen when you're not circumcised, actually. But yeah, more often, I should say. Why we're confused about consent, rewriting our stories of seduction. Let's get it. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Unavoidable. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Damn, nigga. I mean, we gotta watch the ad. Okay. Hi.
A few years ago, my daughter and I attended her baseball league screening of the 1993 film The Sandlot.
Oh, I love that movie. Who remembers Sandlot?
It's a coming-of-age story about a group of preteen boys who are learning about life and discover their love of baseball.
This is my shit, bro. I watched this so many times on TV.
The film has very few female characters in it. And one of them is a lifeguard that all the boys have a crush on.
Oh shit! I remember this scene. This scene was iconic. Hold on, let me just fucking go pee for a second. This is a great conversation to have though, because this is perfect from our example, from our childhood. Let me just use the bathroom. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta piss like a fucking racehorse, bro. we're back. Yeah.
And one of the boys pretends to drown so that the lifeguard will jump in, rescue him. One of the lifeguard that all the boys have a crush on. And the film has very few female characters in it. And one of them is a lifeguard that all the boys have a crush on. And in one scene, one of the boys pretends to drown so that the lifeguard will jump in, rescue him, and begin giving him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Who remembers this movie? And this is a movie that how many of us watched, bro? And this is like setting and we talk all the time about how narratives shape are the lenses that, we view our world in, you know what I'm saying? We construct our world in, really. And this is a super popular movie, a bunch of kids are watching it, and this is how we're viewing consent, somebody playing a trick to get somebody to do something to them, you know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of example is that setting, bro?
At which point,
it goes unchecked too.
Grabs her by the head and begins kissing her. Afterwards, one of the other boys' voiceover comes on, and he says what he had done was sneaky, rotten, and low.
Okay.
And cool, because he had the guts to kiss a woman long and good.
Wow.
Right then, I realized that these are the types of scenes that are going by, often without our notice or comment.
Wow.
And yet, they are the ones that are teaching us and our children about consent. Although as parents and educators and coaches, we were careful to shield our children from scenes of explicit violence and sex, we were still sharing stories of coercion that were somehow supposed to be funny or harmless or admirable. Throughout my career, I have worked as a filmmaker,
Well, I was a child, I watched both, so I don't remember them. Makes me think of that when he acted like he was drowning to try to kick the lifeguard, kissing him. Yeah, that's exactly what they're talking about. Yeah. I remember this movie very well, but the movie didn't age well, not at all. Especially when he said it was dirty, downright low, and cool because he had the heart to kiss a woman long and good. That just sounds like, oh, what the fuck, bro? Who wrote that? I want to know who wrote that. I want hands. Lean with a rock with it. How you doing? Like, how do people think this stuff is okay? I mean, I don't know. They're not really having conversations with women, I guess. I don't know.
journalist.
Or marginalized or oppressed people in general, And
a professor. Having spent the last several years studying stories of consent, I believe that there is a key obstacle to our understanding consent better and reducing sexual assault. Although we say no means no and yes means yes, we continue to see and share stories where no means maybe or no means try harder. In short, our stories of seduction are too often stories of coercion. When I say a seduction story, I mean the classic boy meets girl story, but these require more drastic measures: deceit, disguise, degradation, and typically a touch of violence. Let's review this range of sexual experiences. On the one hand, we have yes means yes, which includes consensual sex, mutual desire, and willingness. On the other hand, we have no means no, which includes sexual assault, coercion, and unwillingness.
Yes.
But what I'm suggesting is that we continue to blur the two, and that is what I mean by seduction. Depending on how a situation is read by the participants and by others, a seduction might be seen as persuading a willing participant or coercing an unwilling participant. This pattern exists.
Wow. Interesting.
Across the gender spectrum and sexual preferences. And I want to be clear that I don't see seduction as a gray area. I see it more as a yellow, proceed with caution zone. Seduction depicts sex as a conquest, as a hunt between pursuer and pursued.
Wow.
Think of the film 50 Shades of Grey, in which college student Anastasia Steele is seduced by the billionaire Christian Grey.
Yuck.
Christian is so obsessed with consent that he actually draws out a very detailed written contract for Anastasia, which she actually never signs. But as
Yuck.
part of his seduction...
Can you imagine that coming out today? Like, you know, can you imagine how much people would grill that movie, bro? Some billionaire is signing you up to do some crazy shit like, come on, bro.
He enters her apartment, he undresses her when she's unconscious.
Whoa.
And he sells her car, all without her permission. So many were disturbed when the film screenwriter said that Christian was an old-fashioned and romantic hero.
Whoa.
But in fact...
This happened? I never saw that movie. I think I went to see it and I fell asleep in theaters. You guys know the entire film was about Gray playing out his own trauma. Who's Gray? Wait, what? The entire movie was? I mean, it was technically didn't come out that long ago. I'm surprised it didn't get more heat. Yeah. Oh, wow. So he was based... What? And that's what the book was about, or the movie was about itself too? And they let us know that? And they still sold it as a sexy movie? Because I remember... You know, that being marketed very like, you know, like it was a risque movie, like ooh la la, you know. Wow, that's crazy.
Story is not new.
That does not sound. That's like the least
Many
sexy thing I've ever heard.
Will probably recall how we all saw or wanted to see the 1986 film 9.5 Weeks, specifically for its sex scenes tinged with violence. But it goes much further back than that. There's Shakespeare's The Taming of a Shrew, in which Petruchio breaks down the defenses of Kate, who initially has no interest in Petruchio, or any men for that matter. And to give you a sense of how far back this theme actually goes, we can look at Greek mythology, where the goddess Hera initially turned down Zeus's marriage proposal. So he disguises himself as a bird at her window, and when she lets him in, he rapes her, and then she accepts his marriage proposal.
What the fuck is going on?
Seduction stories sometimes
wow.
at first glance
Shout out to that trigger warning, bro. Jesus Christ.
Seem perfectly harmless. Think of the television series Stranger Things, in which Nancy's boyfriend Steve takes her nose the way a salesman would. Try harder. She refuses to meet him, so he climbs in her window. She avoids his kiss, so he...
All my homies hate Zeus? Yeah. He was apparently assaulted as a child, and then through his trauma built these different obsessive relationships with women as a love story. And people thought it was sexy. That's crazy. Sounds like Aaron Yeager, bro. Like, that's what it sounds like. I've been on my lows, man, just nervous about working towards saving to get the equipment to stream, because this work shit is not what I want as my life. I feel that, bro. I feel that. I resonate with that more than you fucking know. Like, I totally get you, bro. Yes, I was there at one point, so I know, man. Not you relating everything to anime. I mean, I'm a weeb. Hello? Oh, yeah, Greek mythology is full of that. Yuck.
Tries again. Similarly, the way that Tom woos Anne in Parks and Rec is intended to convert her no to a yes. And the vast majority of teen sex comedies, from American Pie to Superbad, depict
Wow, I didn't realize I watched all those movies. American Pie, Superbad, Sex Drive. I watched all of those movies.
Young men who are,
Jesus Christ,
are obsessed with seducing young women.
Yes.
Such a blurring of consent and coercion is no less unsettling when the gender roles are swapped. Consider how a film like The Graduate simply changes the aggressor to the older female character who pursues her younger, innocent male counterpart. And this has also started to make its appearance in more recent teen comedies like Blockers and The To-Do List, where girls are actively pursuing their own sexual exploits, sometimes without thinking that they need to get the consent of their male partners first.
Yuck. All of it, yuck.
The issue is that this is not just the domain of fiction.
16 Candles? What is 16 Candles about? I never even watched that movie. 1 in 3 women experience physical violence in her lifetime.
1 in 3 women are sexually assaulted in their lifetime. And 1 in 6 men are too. The majority of sexual assaults go unreported. Just to highlight one example, 80% of sexual assaults on female college students between 1995 and 2013 were not reported to the police, according to the Department of Justice.
Eesh.
So when we highlight an issue like campus sexual violence by only talking about the black and white situations, we are missing an opportunity to talk about the cases in this yellow zone. One of the issues with sexual consent is that we typically don't obtain it in writing. Maybe some of you do, but in writing, or even verbally necessarily. And so we rely on behavior. We know that this can lead to problems. A common example is that someone's laughter might be seen as consent, but it actually might mean that the person is really nervous and not sure how to say no. Part of the way that we learn to behave is through stories. And stories are not just movies and television. They're lessons at school, they're things that our parents tell us, stories that our friends tell us, and things that we see in the news and media. Any story about sex is also a story about sexual consent.
The smut was not appealing at all. Just disgusting, awkward to think about and watching. Yeah, bro. I fell asleep in the movie theater, bro. I don't know who I went to see it with. It was not it.
So what are we learning? Sexual violence prevention coordinator and writer Brad Perry talks about how when he was younger, he learned from friends that seducing girls required loosening agents like drugs and alcohol.
Sheesh. Whoa. Loosening. Time out. That is a no school. No. How to Train a Predator right here. Jesus Christ.
It wasn't until a female friend of his was raped and attempted suicide that he realized how similar his own tactics were to those of her rapists.
Wow.
Admissions like these are too few and far between. On the flip side, girls are still too often discouraged.
Not okay, bro. Anytime you hear your guy friends say, any fellas, oh, let's just get them some alcohol and then we'll be cool, you know, yada yada, anything like that, no, cut it off, bro. Cut it off, bro. And I felt like I was here when you were talking about how I felt. I just really wanted to succeed, but I know it was about starting in consistency. Yeah, consistency, yeah, more than anything. I think I learned a quote about consistency, bro, that I think that will really help anybody, that really helped me put things in perspective. Water doesn't split stone because of power. It split stone because of consistency. Just think about that, bro. Think about it. Just let that soak. Just let that soak in real quick. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't split stone because of power. It splits stones because of consistency. Over thousands and thousands of years, that water just rolls right off the top, rolls right off the top, rolls off the top, rolls off the top, and eventually that stone is in half, bro. And that's how you got to view content creation. Not how can I make the best video ever? How can I show up as often as possible, as authentic as possible? You see what I'm saying? And you'll split in anything in life, bro. In anything in life, bro. How can I show up as consistent as possible, as authentic as possible, in the best way I can be? You know what I'm saying? Not how I want to be, but in the best way I can be. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I digress. This is actually made me think about this conversation though is making me think about you, the show You. Okay, Black Socrates. It's not my quote. I heard it somewhere, but yeah. I like to keep quotes, man. They really mean a lot to me. A couple of my quotes are focus on system, not goals. Let's see. What's another one? Clarity doesn't come from thought. It comes from engagement. You know, those are some other thoughts I really like. Atomic Habits. Sometimes you really be using that second half of your name. I try my best, bro. As
sexual agents. Because of persistent double standards and slut shaming, girls are still often responding to the advances of their male partners rather than knowing what they want sexually and initiating it. In my own gender studies classes, I've asked students, what did you learn in sex education and what did you want to learn? And every year it's very similar. What they learned about was sexually transmitted diseases, abstinence, and pregnancy. But what they wanted to learn about was consent, assault, pleasure, and relationships.
Shit that we don't talk about, you know.
So I love films, and I'm going to continue sharing them with my children. But when I see a scene that I know is wrong, I'm going to have a conversation with them about it. I also am continuing.
Same with people who try to be your friend in hopes that you will get into a relationship someday. You know, I never thought of it like that, bro. What are your thoughts on that, chat? It is kind of, you know, he's basically just trying to win you over time, you know. But it's like, at the same time, if you have feelings for someone and they friend zone you, those feelings also don't go away. But there's a difference between trying to be someone's friend and still liking them and then actively trying to coerce them into liking you, you know. I think that's a little weird. Like, especially like when you have the guy friend who is like crushing on the girl who like shits on all anybody else's advances. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's weird. I don't like him. I think it's a slippery slope. Yeah. Nigga Madden say they were friend zone, which doesn't exist, bruh.
Continuing to seek out stories that are better seduction stories.
Yeah.
I know that by changing the stories that we tell, we can change how we think about consent and how we act with sexual consent. Thank you.
Yes, for sure. That's amazing. I love that, bro. Changing the stories, bro. Changing the story. You always talk about stories here, bro, and how important stories are, bro. This last one is called Body Sovereignty in Kids. So like this kind of takes, I think, consent in a different direction a little bit, just about, you know, about having kids and how do we cultivate a culture of having consent, you know, and maybe in ways that are not sexual, you know. So I think it's gonna be very interesting, bro. W talks today, bro, for sure, bro. I've lost 2 female friends that I didn't know were into me like that until some odd years into the friendship. Really? Okay. How did that go? Was that awkward? I'm sure it was. I mean, is the sky blue? Yes. There's a huge difference between being a real friend and developing feelings versus entering a conquest. Yes, I agree 1000%, you know. But the cold part about it is how do you tell the difference? Like, as a person outside looking in, like, what are the tools you can use to equip someone to know if they were just entering a conquest or they had genuinely developed feelings, you know? And at what point, you know what I'm saying? And at the point that they develop feelings, did it then become a conquest? You know what I'm saying? Like, thinking about all that is just like, holy shit. Did someone already mention consent as far as random people wanting to touch a black woman? No, we haven't. I have a video on that though, from last week about representation. But that's a great point. Body autonomy, bro. I did not consent for you to touch my hair, so get the fuck away from me. Did someone already? I already read that. But it's very important. It was hella awkward because I'm 99%. 99%. There's a 1% chance for bisexuality. Interesting. I love women, but I don't see myself being sexually involved with one. Okay. Yeah, I respect that. Yeah. Yeah. Why the indication of 99% though? Like, what does 1% gay mean for you? Like, how does that manifest in your everyday life? You know what I'm saying? You like, damn girl, you fine. Oh, that ass fat. Is that only 1%? I feel like it's a little higher. I don't know. If you mean it though, if you really mean like, and you just look good, you know. Stop. Hi Goofy, I usually watch you on YouTube. Finally make it to the stream. Hey, it's Monet. Thanks so much for stopping by. We're talking about consent today. You caught us towards the end of the stream, but I'm so glad you got to stop by, and I'm ecstatic to hear that somebody's watching my YouTube Mindful Monday video. So awesome. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for stopping by the stream. It really means a lot to me. The Kinsey scale is real. What is a Kinsey scale? No one is 100% heterosexual, really. No one. That's news to me. I was friends with someone almost 10 years. I wound up having feelings for him along the way, but I didn't feel like my feelings go in that way. And we're fine after I told him, but he started acting funny, and now we don't talk. Man, he was probably hurt, and he couldn't let it go. Yeah, he probably was hurt and couldn't let it go. Yeah, it sucks. Of course, I love your videos. They are also they're all that warms my heart. They are so positive and fun. Thank you. I'm really glad you enjoy that, bro. I try my best to be, I guess, a positive and fun person, bro. It just, it makes me happy to have these conversations. I think something, early on that was instilled in me by my elder brother. Like, I feel like I adopted his personality, is just the need and the want for mental fitness, I guess, for lack of a better word, intellectual fitness, like pushing the boundaries on what I know as, and what I can understand and how I can do the most good with what I can understand. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's just something that's always been in me deep down. You know what I'm saying? That's been a driving force in my life, is just constantly trying to do better, trying to be better. I think deep down when I was a kid, I just saw how the toxic environment that I was in. And I said, I can't do this. I can't do this forever, bro. It's just all so toxic. Everything is wrong, bro. And it's like, I don't want to be anything like this anymore. I want to be so far removed from this. And maybe, my quest to do Mindful Monday is just, away from me to run from, as my inner child, to run from the toxicity that I once knew growing up, And damn, when I think of it like that, it's just like, wow, holy shit. I met some girls who've been very attracted to. It could happen. I don't know. Just don't see myself pursuing it. I feel you. I respect that. Yeah. That's a graph that points out sexual interest on a scale. Goofy. Kenzie is the name of that guy that came up. I thought you were talking about Ken Z, like Ken Z from the community. That Kendo. Yeah, I know women who I am willing to be her kid's stepmom in my mind only. For sure. Respectfully. Yeah, he's very positive and fun. Not engaged in a custody battle over our child. Other than that, 12 out of 10. I appreciate it. You don't have a child with me, so Teddy's mine. I just read The Room with that one, but I'm also nonchalant with almost everything, so it doesn't affect me if I have those feelings about any of my female friends. I'm friends with most of them, and if they like me, they have to say it. I break the ice. It may be weird. She breaks the ice. It depends on if she can be the real deal or just trying to treat me as a fling. What are we talking about here, Lean? I forgot, bro. I'll be honest, bro. We're talking about friend zones and stuff like that, right? Rating system is probably way better than a graph. Probably, yeah. But yeah, man. I try my best, bro. I just want to say, any fellas in here, it's okay to say no, bro. I say no to sex all the time, bro. Whoa, not like, okay. I'm not trying to act like I'm being thrown coochie, okay? Because that's not what happened. But it's like, when I was in a relationship, okay, I said no to sex all the time. All the time. And I think it's totally okay for you as a man to not want sex. You're not gay if you don't want sex. It just means you don't want sex, bro. And I've learned over time that, and as pretentious as this may sound, bro, and I understand, trust me, I understand the irony of this, but I'm more of a sapio / like demisexual now, which basically means intelligence and having emotional connection to find arousal. Not all the time. I want to say like 80% of the time, though, I gotta have a connection with said person, either intellectually or, emotionally, you know what I'm saying? For there to even be like any interest in like something like that. So it's like, as a man, that's so like counterintuitive, especially what we're taught, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you gotta have sex. You always gotta be horny, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just letting you know that it don't have to be that way. I'm not that way. I don't even like, I wouldn't say that. I just want to say that it's like, guys talk about it a lot, at least when like looking back, and just like, I don't even care to talk about sex that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fun to talk about with your friends. Don't get me wrong. Like, oh, you talking to her? You talking to her? You know what I'm saying? But after a while, it's just like, can we talk about something else, fellas? Fellas. We know, Goofy. Okay. Why are you taking notes? No is my favorite word for real. Yeah. I teach my toddlers consent in a way that they understand, like they don't have to hug anyone or give a kiss. It doesn't matter if they are family or not. I think that's the start. Yeah, and I think it's what this video that I was ignoring is getting on right now. But yeah, very important stuff, bro. It's okay to express your consent or lack thereof. Yes. I know. I just feel like saying sapio demisexual to me is just like, I don't know. I just think people who say that normally just like feel like they're better than people sometimes. Like, me? I can never want sex. At least not like you scoundrels. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. But maybe that's me being, you know, overthinking it too much. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Not a sex elitist. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I almost think of when I see that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my sex is only the most ethical of sexes. It is only for those who are prestigious enough, to intrigue me intellectually or emotionally. Moreover, furthermore, in conclusion, to me it just sounds mad pretentious sometimes, but I get it. Yeah, totally okay to not feel that way. I've been around for a long time. We just have specific names for it now. Yeah, which is cool. I don't mind it. I don't mind the specific names, bro. Let's watch this fucking video though. Let me stop goofing around, bro. Today is Mindful Monday, and we not gonna get goofy. Bro, come on, bro. Why you doing me like this, bro? Here we go. Yeah. Ooh. Exactly, left, right. That's okay too. Okay, really? Damn,
How much
they just
of your
stopped.
body would you
That was crazy. That was the silence was crazy.
say you own?
How much of your body would you say you own?
Like me, the first time
How much of your body would you say you own? All of it. God damn it.
I heard this question, you might be sitting there thinking, shoot, I own all of my body.
Yeah.
I teach a class on gender-based violence at Colorado State University, and I ask this question to my students every semester. And aside from some identity-based implications like, well, I'm technically 17 and need my parents' permission for a tattoo, for the most part, my students report that they own all of their bodies. This question then leads to an assignment. I asked them to spend 24 hours giving and receiving explicit verbal consent.
Okay.
What this means is that before they touch anyone, they have to first ask for permission.
Ooh.
In turn, before they allow anyone to touch them, even a best friend with arms outstretched ready for a hug, they have to stop them and say, actually, would you ask for consent? Now, after many, many semesters and hundreds of students, some pretty interesting patterns have emerged from this activity. The first set of patterns are somewhat gender-related. In many ways, the women in my class come back from this activity somewhat shaken. They report out that I get touched all day long.
Really?
By friends, partners, bosses, teachers, strangers on the bus.
Ladies, y'all feel like this? Please speak up. Let me know. Other people, yeah. This is in my state, L University though. Really? Yes. Wow. Just an unspoken made up rule. You don't have to want sex with every girl in the world, guys. Facts. 100% of my body. Yes, sir.
Women in my class also report a pretty high rate of stress and anxiety about setting boundaries. So they say things like, I was just really worried that I was going to hurt somebody's.
The where my hug guy pop up like, I've been waiting on you since lunch. I knew you always come by this hallway right here. Ain't your class right there? Where my hug guy? Yo, Yo, Where My Hug Guys are the worst, bro. Where My Hug Guys are the fucking worst growing up, bro. Jesus Christ. That's a clip, bro. Let's get it. I remember having to ask my mom for permission to get my belly button pierced. I'm saying, right? I'm so sorry. Ladies had to go through that. Yeah, for real, bro. Why did you have to go? I'm sorry y'all had to go through that. Ladies, I apologize for all men. I hope you accept. Do y'all accept my apology? I don't even know if I can't even ask for y'all forgiveness. You know, that's too great of a burden to ask. But she said, hell no. This didn't be mad when I scuff your Air Forces. Damn, nigga, not the Air Forces. You said I gotta scuff them? Let me stop.
Feelings, or I didn't want to make anybody mad. The men in my class, on the other hand, come back from the activity with the realization that I touch people all day long.
Shocker.
But mostly women. So most of the men in my class do understand and recognize that when they engage in physical contact with the men in their lives, it's usually in a combative, albeit playful manner.
Yeah, for sure.
The other pattern that emerges from this activity has to do with which excuse students use when explaining why they have this.
Girls do the same for asking for hugs? I'm sure. It's just not a meme though. Like Where My Hug Guy is a meme.
Sudden need for consent. So I give them two options, and I tell them to play with both of those options. I say, for some of the people in your life, blame it on the class. Say, I'm in this ridiculous class, and I have to ask for consent. But for other people, really own it and say things like, I've been thinking a lot about body sovereignty lately. Would you mind asking me for consent? So again, overwhelmingly, after many, many classes, the students report that the closer the relationship, the more defensive people get.
Really?
Particularly when they own it.
Wow.
So it's our friends and loved ones who say things like, what's your problem? Or I shouldn't have to ask for consent before hugging my best friend.
Yuck. That's a red flag.
What we find is that the very same people who should really be honoring and respecting the boundaries that we set for ourselves and the needs for body sovereignty are the same ones who really push back a lot. So my full-time job at Colorado State University is to educate students about sexual violence and consent. And after nearly a decade in this field, I can say that one of the things that's become abundantly clear is that the vast majority of my students, who by the time they're in my class really are full-grown adults, have only a vague notion of what the topic of consent even means.
Which is insane. When you think about how many motherfuckers, you got to think, there's got to be so much sexual violence happening, bro. You have to think there's got to be so much sex. If people don't even understand consent fully as full grown, most people, these are all the people in her class, you know what I'm saying? People are just either sweeping shit under the rug or not talking about it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So let's take a second and define it. Simply stated, consent is a sober and enthusiastic yes before any activity. Now, hearing that a lot of my students have never heard this concept or don't really know fully what it means before coming to college, I think is one of the reasons why we have such high rates of sexual violence. So 1 in 4 women, 1 in 6 men, and 1 in 2 trans individuals will experience sexual violence.
1 in 2 trans individuals. That's 50%. She should have just said half. Just say half. That sounds way more fucking like attention grabbing, you know what I'm saying? Like, holy shit.
And 98% of the time, those survivors on a college campus are harmed by someone they know and trust. So again, the very same people who should be honoring and valuing our need for body sovereignty.
Wow.
Now, one of the other things that I've had the opportunity to do over the course of the last 4 years is become the parent of 2 small humans.
Okay.
I'm not the first prevention educator who argues that we should be teaching this material sooner in middle school or high school sex ed classes.
Definitely middle school.
Trying to raise 2 small humans while also during the day spending time with college students talking about consent has really shown me how there's lots of ways that we very unintentionally undermine the concept of consent with our kids.
Ooh,
I think that we need to be
let's talk about it.
Starting earlier, specifically this early. This is a photograph of my son, Mateo, and I borrowing Santa's chair. Now, one of the downsides of being the kid of a mom who educates about sexual violence is that you don't get to participate in too many activities that involve sitting on a strange man's lap.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm not saying that the answer
yes.
to sexual violence is to abolish Santa, not by any means. But I do think that there are some pretty unexpected ways that we really undermine the concept of body sovereignty. My family's tried to infuse some really intentional steps to bring body sovereignty and consent into the very fabric of our family values, and I'd like to share some of those with you today. The first one is to avoid the talk. So I want you to think for a second.
Put a 1 in the chat if you didn't have the talk growing up.
About how old were you when someone sat you down and had the talk about sex?
I'm glad I'm not alone, bro, because we didn't have the fucking talk. My mom made me go to school in Iowa, guys. Iowa is if you don't know, is a Republican ass state, bro. We didn't learn shit, except that sometimes you gotta get stinky under your arms.
Now, some of you may be having painful flashbacks of angsty teenage moments. Others of you may have never really had anyone sit down and talk to you about sex.
Yeah.
Now I want you to think, how old were you when somebody sat you down and taught you the importance of sharing or taking turns? If you're anything like me, it might actually be difficult to pinpoint one moment. So for me, I learned about kindness through many micro moments, whether it was with parents or friends or teachers or watching it on TV. I think that one of the missteps that we make when we think about consent is that we attach it to the concept of sex.
Yes.
Which means that we're uncomfortable talking about it, we wait too long, and we often feel ill-equipped to have the conversation. So instead of the talk, I hope that my boys look back on their childhood and remember hundreds of talks that happened at various age-appropriate points in their lives.
Wow, that's amazing.
The second one is your body, your choice. I can't tell you.
I had you have a half brother that's 6 years old. We hid you from because sex outside of marriage is wrong talk. That is wow. That's just crazy.
Tell you how many times I've uttered this phrase in our house. And basically what this means is when possible and safe, we allow our kids to make the decisions that have an impact on their body. So, for example, if the walk from our house to the car is relatively short, even if it's snowing, I will honor my son's refusal if he doesn't want to wear a coat. Now, if we're going to be out at the St. Patrick's Day parade,
that ain't happening. My mama would have been like, "Nigga, you better put that motherfucking coat on, because if you get sick, I ain't taking to the motherfucking doctor. Put the motherfucking coat on, motherfucker." That's how that conversation would have went.
Parade for hours. Obviously, a coat will be worn, but I will give him a choice. St. Patrick's Day parade for hours. Obviously, a coat will be worn, but I will give him a choice, maybe about which coat to wear.
Okay.
Your body, your choice also means that when we're bathing our kids, we talk openly about what we're doing and try to give some agency. So I might say, Mateo, do you want to wash your penis or do you want me to?
Whoa.
So regardless, the penis is getting washed.
I wasn't the only one to laugh when she said penis. But I'm glad I'm not. I just felt like that caught me off guard. And she said penis, and I was like, okay, it's time to laugh. I'm a huge child. Don't judge me.
To wear. Your body, your choice also means that when we're bathing our kids, we talk openly about what we're doing and try to give some agency. So I might say, Mateo, do you want to wash your penis or do you want me to? So regardless, the penis is getting washed, but he has some agency over that. Your body, your choice is not always an easy value to
Why is that funny? I don't know why that's funny.
Live by.
But they're also very important. Let's talk about that, bro. Let's talk about that. Very important. That's a very, I don't think a lot of people first thought is to ask their child if they want to wash themselves. You know what I'm saying? You know.
So there's the moments when I'm feeling judged by neighbors who's watching my 4-year-old walk out to the car in a snowstorm without a coat. or the moments when he uses it against us, like in the mornings when he'll say, I don't want to go to school today. My body, my choice.
You little evil fuckers. Kids are that fucking sinister, but he's smart. I gotta give him though. That's a little smart little motherfucker. Oh, child sometimes, so what? Hey, facts.
Ugh. But the hardest moments, honestly, are really navigating this with other family and friends. And so your body, your choice means that our kids are never pressured or guilted into giving physical affection to anyone. So we know that survivors of childhood sexual abuse are overwhelmingly harmed by people in their lives, so family members and close friends. I work with survivors on a regular basis, and I very rarely hear stories that involve strangers in the bushes. What I end up hearing is story after story about, parents and siblings and cousins and coaches and mentors and teachers and the fathers or brothers of best friends during slumber parties. And so for us, if we are going to see a family member or friend who we want to greet with love and we want our kids to greet them with love, we give a choice. So I might say, okay, Mateo, do you want to give Auntie a hug, a high five, or knuckles? So giving that choice in the moment not only tells Mateo that he gets to choose what he wants to do with his body, but it also very clearly tells the other adults in our lives that we're teaching consent and that I'm watching. Just kidding. I'm not kidding at all, actually. The third strategy we use is body literacy. And I mean a couple things by this. So first of all, if in our household, if it's an elbow,
that's gonna be my kid if I have one. Facts. This is extremely important nonetheless. Yes, I'm super happy about we're discussing this. I wish my parents didn't force me to hug people I didn't know as a child. Like it made me so, yeah, for sure. Like give them a kiss. Let's all laugh awkwardly as your son struggles to, to express his discomfort with the fact that you made him hug some stranger that apparently saw him once when he was like 2 years old. Oh my God, let's all laugh and point and take a picture of somebody, please. This is so cute. Like, get the fuck away from me. Yeah, that's a common knowledge, but most SA cases are with someone that you know. Yeah, facts. This is what I'll be saying. For example, if we visit my grandparents, I'll say we're going home. Do you want to give her a hug? Bye. If they say no, that's okay, but it's their choice. Yeah, and auntie better not, or grandma better not pop up talking about, oh, you don't want to hug me? Get with the guilt trip. Nah, knock it off. Knock it off. Don't do that.
We call it an elbow. If it's a knee, we call it a knee. If it's a vagina, we call it a vagina.
Okay.
So teaching age-appropriate, anatomically correct terminology to our kids, it increases confidence, it boosts body positivity, it opens parent-child dialogue. It also does deter perpetration. And in the event that abuse does happen, there's already a pathway of talking about things between parents and kids.
Wow,
body
very
literacy
important.
Also means that we don't undermine what our kids say about their bodies. So
Where she's gonna be like, where my hug at? Yeah, nah, don't be a where my hug at, grandma. We're gonna use it against them. We're gonna use the where my hug at meme against the grandmas and shit. I rarely see my godson, so every time I see him, he doesn't remember me. The last time he refused to hug me. His grandma was getting mad at him for being rude, but I told him it's okay. So no, when you don't want to hug someone respectfully, that's amazing. Yeah, I love that.
We don't say things like, "Oh, you're not cold," or "You're."
Shawty, I'm thinking of somebody making a meme of a grandma talking about, like, just looking like a fuck boy though, but it's like, come on, give grandma a hug. You know what I mean? It'll just be like the where my hug at meme for grandmas. Like, don't be that grandma, bro. Don't be that grandma, bro. Don't be that fucking grandma, bro. Arms all out, yeah. Like if you don't put your arms down, motherfucker, biting her lip, yeah. Like grandma, why you doing that face, grandma? Grandma, why you doing that face?
Not full. I want my kids to be the expert on the sensations that they're having in their body, which is awesome, except for like recently we were on an airplane, and as it began to descend, my son started yelling, "My penis feels funny, my penis feels funny."
Wow. All right. All right.
And which I didn't even know happened, but
I mean.
So he taught me that. And honestly, as much as I wanted to curl up and
That's so fucking hilarious.
die in that moment, I was actually really proud that even on an airplane full of total strangers, he felt no shame about naming a sensation in his body.
That's a brave kid. I love him.
Body literacy also means that we are teaching how to read body cues. So if my son is wrestling with one of his best friends, Pippa, we often say gentle with bodies, but I might also point out, hey, pay attention to Pippa's face. Does it look like she's enjoying that? You can also do this when reading books, and so we might say, hey, Santino, does the Gruffalo look sad or mad on this page? Now, reading facial cues is really important.
Yes.
A lot of the college students that I work with will report that, yes, obviously someone who's kicking and screaming and saying no is a pretty obvious no. But what a lot of students don't know is things like, I'm not sure, maybe we should wait, let's slow down, or silence are also legally should be interpreted as no. So I want my kids to learn body cues at an early age. Body literacy can also be taught by modeling with each other. So even though my wife and I might have
that's powerful. I like that. What is that a thing? I'd rather my kids know their body parts, be able. I think that's a thing. I feel like it makes sense. I can't remember the last time I was on a plane. Oh, DreamCon, or actually Austin. I think it might be true. Actually, I'm usually asleep, but I think it might be true. Crazy. The body's amazing. Yeah. But a lot of kids have no shame and will say the craziest stuff. I respect it. They really gangster when you think about it. They just be saying whatever the fuck they want, bro. They'll throw their food at you. They be doing all kind of shit, bro.
That I can drink out of her drink whenever I want and vice versa. We use that as moments to very loudly say, hey, mama, can I have a sip of your drink? And then we model waiting for the response, which is a really, really important part of teaching consent too, is the waiting for a reply. And then if she says no, I'm able to model that no doesn't have to be a big deal. I can keep it moving. Speaking of no, the fourth way that we infuse body sovereignty is by honoring no and making it a fun part of the game. So anyone who's around toddlers knows that a tickle game or a wrestling match can break out at any point, and they're often saying, no, 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 while engaging in behavior that may be making you want to keep playing. So rather than stopping the game, we've infused no into the playing. So if they say no, we've done robot no, we've done freeze frame no, slow motion no. And we always stay frozen until we get a very clear verbal, keep tickling, or more game, or robot, game on.
That's amazing.
By infusing no,
I can't wait to do that with my kids. I'm going to be like, no, robot, no. Slow motion, no. Like, I can't wait, bro. I'm going to be
a fun rather than punitive way of playing. It not only sends the message that setting boundaries doesn't need to be a big deal, but it also shouldn't have an impact on the feelings of the people that you're engaged with. And speaking of feelings, I have to say the hardest part of honoring no is when my requests for physical touch are declined. So if I've had a lousy day and I bend down and say,
hey, it's been real, guys. I got to head to work. Hey, thanks for hanging out, bro. I hope to see you again soon, man. If you want to stick around with the community and get community updates, you can hop in the Discord, !Discord. Anybody else as well. I don't want to put that pressure on you. You're like, oh, no, I got to join. I said I was going to leave, you know. If you want to consentfully join my Discord, then I consent to you consenting consentfully. There's a link right there. Honestly, don't like kids, but my womb is for sale.
Teo, can I have a hug? And he says,
sale?
No, thanks, and keeps walking. It's really hard to not say, but I'm really sad, or make him feel guilty or pressure him into it. But again, it's a really important part.
Yeah, for sure.
The last piece is don't raise kids, raise adults. So I was at a playground recently, and a little girl was building a sandcastle, and another little boy came over and knocked it over. And as I was helping her scoop up sand, her mom came over and said, oh, it's okay, boys will be boys.
No. That's a little fucking problem starter. Stop. No, don't allow that.
And even though my son wasn't the person in question who had caused harm in this moment, I felt really sad about the idea that somehow this kid's behavior was excused just because he's a boy. Now, my issue with Boys Will Be Boys is not only in that I think it undermines the expectations that we have for our young men, but the truth is boys become men. And I don't say that to shame or blame men. We know statistically that men are the perpetrators of sexual violence and physical violence at much higher rates. So if we want to be shifting the trajectory of our young men, I think it's important that we start early. So again, if I see my son wrestling with Pippa and he's not paying attention to her nonverbals, I have to really force myself to glimpse that same behavior in him as an 18-year-old on a college campus. And ask myself, what am I teaching him right now about body sovereignty and about what is or is not okay about that? On the flip side, I think with our young girls, we really need to be teaching that it's okay to set boundaries and to have body sovereignty. I work with so many students who say, you know, I didn't even know that I was allowed to say no to sex if I was in a relationship with someone. Or like the explicit verbal consent activity points out, so many young women feel guilt about setting boundaries. Our young women are taught that to please someone else is the way that we're supposed to experience pleasure. And so I think that if we want to shift that...
Ladies, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, ladies, that y'all got... Holy shit. That's what y'all taught?
Trajectory. We need to be starting early.
Blame it on the patriarchy. Blame it on the ooh. You already know. Let me stop, bro. I was gonna say some stupid shit. Yeah.
And rather than thinking about that we are raising children, realizing that we are raising future adults. And you know, I don't actually think that all of this is that hard. We already have the language, right? We teach kids how to share and take turns. I would be mortified if
Tasto, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
My son walked over to somebody and started drinking out of their drink, or at a restaurant walked over and started eating food off somebody's plate, right? I would intervene and teach him boundaries. So the same ways that we teach young kids boundaries around another friend's favorite toy or somebody else's food, we should be doing that about bodies.
Yes.
So whether the kid in your life is 2 or 8 or 18 or 28, it's never too late to start talking about body sovereignty and consent. And if the kid in your life is your child or a best friend's kid or a niece or a nephew, again, relationship doesn't have to prevent us from having these conversations. I'm not someone who will ever say that we can end rape. I think that there will always be people who will knowingly use sexual violence as a tool to harm other people. But I do think that we can drastically reduce the rates of sexual violence. And I think this is one small way. So I hope you'll join me. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, that was dope. I like that. What do y'all think about that? That was definitely something different. Something different. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit. Blame it on the patriarchy. Blame it on the patriarchy. I know you're finally gone. Got you alone. And you need to know that it's okay to put you first. I know you're gonna get the rum. And even though you won't come, you need to start in. Let me stop, bro. I'm sorry. I had nothing. I tried to freestyle it. It didn't work out. But you know, shoot or shoot. Shoot or shoot, bro. Learning, yes. W videos, W trajectory, W talks. Yes, sir.
Only 1 in 3 Canadians fully
This is cycling through consent.
Understand what consent is.
Yeah.
So Western, let's talk about it. Let's think about consent like a bike ride. If you wanted to go on a bike ride with someone, you'd say, hey, I'd like to go on a bike ride with you. And they'd be like, hey, I'd like to go on a bike ride with you. Boom. Put on your helmet, kid. You're going on a bike ride.
Yeah.
You might hear things like, this feels great, or keep going. These are ways you know they're enjoying the bike ride. Maybe not those ones. If they said no, then that's that. They do not want to go on a bike ride with you. You don't toss them up on a bike and say, oh, come on, it'll be fun. No is no. And if they don't say anything at all, it's still a no. The absence of a yes is a no.
Yes.
They could say, heck yeah, or, I might want to. And you put on your biker shorts, get the bike, grab the helmets, and in that time, they decided that they don't want to, and start to backpedal. And that's okay.
Yes,
they aren't.
That is okay.
Obligated to go on that bike ride. You'll just have to bike on your own. Oh, and being dressed in bike shorts and a helmet doesn't automatically mean someone wants to ride a bike. It's quite presumptuous to think they do. Even if you happen to be in a relationship with your bike partner, you have to ask each and every time. Say your bike partner has had a couple of drinks, and we're not talking about water. They're not ready to go for a bike ride, even if they've told you they are.
Yeah, fuck
a drunk
no.
yes is not a sober yes.
Facts.
And by law, you need a sober yes.
Yes, you need a sober yes.
Oh, and just because you bought them drinks all night, it does not entitle you to a bike ride with them.
Very, very factual.
Same rules apply if they're unconscious. The conscious people can't.
Nigga, why are you sleeping on the bike? No, but very seriously, good point.
Can't ride bikes, and they definitely can't say yes to doing so. The number one priority is to make sure they're safe. Even if they're just sleeping, they can't say yes to a bike ride. And it can be a scary thing to wake up and find yourself on a bike. Imagine your boss telling someone, "You can only work here if you bike with me to work." That's crossing the line. It would be an abuse of power for a boss or a person of influence to suggest such a thing. And just because someone wanted to go for a bike ride once, doesn't mean they'll want to every time.
Yep.
Maybe it was just a one bike stand.
Yep, nigga. Well, maybe you just a one bike riding ass nigga, bro, and they don't want to ride. Maybe you didn't, you know what I'm saying? You didn't carry your load while you were riding the bike. Some people don't want to ride with you no more, and that's okay.
You can't say, "What are you talking about? We biked last night." You're simply not entitled to another bike ride if they don't want to. Maybe your fellow cyclist is totally cool with biking on paved roads. That does not mean that they are up for extreme mountain biking.
Oh yeah, nigga, you better calm down. Stream bout. What is that? I don't even know what the equation of that is. The the comparison to that is in sex terms. Like, what is the extreme mountain biking version of sex?
You're not going to insist that they go speeding down a mountain with you if they are only interested in paved roads. That's uncomfortable territory, and you don't want to pressure your bike partner, do you?
No.
What if Alex here told you that Taylor really wants to ride bikes?
Hey, when guys say girls wear slutty clothes and that's a yes, yuck.
With you. Does that mean you throw Taylor up on a bike and say, "All right, let's start pedaling"? No. The only person that could say Taylor wants to go for a bike ride is Taylor.
Facts.
When all is said and done, riding a bike with someone should be fun, memorable, and hey, maybe a bit sweaty. But it can only be that way when everyone involved has willingly agreed to participate.
Yes, sir.
So whether it's having sex or bike riding, consent is key.
I love that. He looking at her from the back like, "What's up?" That's what he looking at. He like, "Hello, I like the view back here." Good man. I think I know what that means. I don't see the way you said that. I don't even want to know. No, now. All right. Last video. T. Consent is as simple as T. We got some pictures for y'all.
If you're still struggling with consent, just imagine instead of initiating sex, you're making them a cup of tea. You say, "Hey, would you like a cup of tea?" And they go,
Who's trying to ride a bike respectfully?
"Oh my God, fuck yes, I would fucking love a cup of tea. Thank you." Then you know they want a cup of tea. If you say, "Hey, would you like a cup of tea?" And they're like, I'm not really sure. Then you could make them a cup of tea, or not, but be aware they might not drink it. And if they don't drink it, then, and this is the important part, don't make them drink it.
No, nobody wants your nasty ass Starbucks fucking coffee, all right? That shit tastes like ass.
Just because you made it doesn't mean
or tea, whatever the fuck you got, dirt water.
Are entitled to watch them drink it. And if they say no thank you, then don't make them tea. At all. Just don't make them tea. Don't make them drink tea. Don't get annoyed at them for not wanting tea. They just don't want tea, okay? They might say, "Yes, please. That's kind of you." And then when the tea arrives, they actually don't want the tea at all. Sure, that's kind of annoying as you've gone to all the effort of making the tea, but they remain under no obligation to drink the tea.
Facts.
They did want tea, now they don't. Some people change their mind in the time that it takes to boil the kettle, brew the tea, and add the milk. And it's okay for people to change their mind.
Yes.
And you are still not entitled to watch them drink it And if they're unconscious, don't make them tea. Unconscious people don't want tea.
Nope.
And they can't answer the question, do you want tea? Because they're unconscious. Okay, maybe they were conscious when you asked them if they wanted tea. And they said yes. But in the time it took you to boil the kettle, brew the tea, and add the milk, they are now unconscious. You should just put the tea down. Make sure the unconscious person is safe. And this is the important part again. Don't make them drink the tea. They said yes then, sure, but unconscious people don't want tea. If someone said yes to tea, started drinking it, and then passed out before they'd finished it, don't keep on pouring it down their throat. Take the tea away. Make sure they're safe, because unconscious people don't want tea.
That's crazy that we even have to say this, but yeah, very important.
Trust me on this. If someone said yes to tea around your house last Saturday, that doesn't mean they want you to make them tea all the time. They don't want you to come around to their place unexpectedly and make them tea and force them to drink it going, but you wanted tea last week. Or to wake up to find you pouring tea down their throat going, but you wanted tea last night. But if you can understand how completely ludicrous it is to force people to have tea when they don't want tea.
Yes, really, yeah.
And you're able to understand when people don't want tea, then how hard is it to understand it when it comes to sex? Whether it's tea or sex, consent is everything.
Yes, sir.
And on that note, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea.
Yes. Go with some tea, bro. All right, chat. That's all, folks. How do we do, chat? Did y'all learn anything new? Did y'all get a perspective that you didn't understand? Yo, JK, thank you for the Twitch Prime. I appreciate you, bro. Consent is hot. Consent is hot. Just like that Twitch Prime sub is fucking hot. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate you, bro. Yes. W topic, W discussion. I appreciate y'all being here today. You know, it's been awesome, bro. I gotta say, this has been a very, very fruitful conversation. Thank you for the follow, Lurker 114. I think I'm having a great time, bro. And next week we'll probably talk about toxic masculinity, and what that means, you know, and how that impacts young boys. So I know it is Women's History Month, but considering that so many of women's problems come from men, I figured why not talk about some of these things, you know what I'm saying? I'm still confused on the intoxicated sex. How so? Do you want me to send I mean, if you're both intoxicated? I'm assuming that's what you're meaning. I mean, I guess if you're both intoxicated, then neither of you guys can truly consent. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't advise having sex when either of you are intoxicated, you know, in general, personally, you know what I'm saying? Unless you guys have agreed to do that in advance, you know what I'm saying? So like the club, I mean, we can all understand that the club nightlife scene, you know, where guys try to get girls to come home and, you know, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of predatory, you know what I'm saying? And not that men only participate in that system, because obviously girls be like, you go to Vegas, nigga, girls be like, I'm trying to get some dick tonight, you know what I'm saying? But maybe we should find other ways to, you know, partake in said thing. And I just, you know, but you know, things are going to happen regardless, you know. Goofy, do you want to send those links via Whisper or DM? Links to what? Put them in the React section in our Discord. Put them in the React section. I forgot what you got. We're talking about bell hooks. Yeah. Put it in the React section in the Discord, and I will check those out. I think if one is intoxicated, the other one isn't. Yeah, that's a problem, obviously. Drunk Hot Girls by Kanye West. Yeah. But thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Then Kasha's Drunk should be no brain, but unfortunately it isn't. In case you didn't know, it's an automatic no every time, people. Yeah, for real. Discord, here's the Discord right here. Discord. Yeah, man. I really appreciate you guys hanging out today, bro. I had a wonderful time. Hopefully this wasn't too of a heavy topic. I mean, I know I got pretty bad there with that, you know, that one video we watched that we should have never watched. But makes me want to vomit thinking about it. But yeah, but I hope you guys are, you know, overall enjoyed yourself and understand what I'm trying to do here, bro. So I got a question. What's your question, Jazzy? Let's see. Yeah, I'm curious now. I got all quiet in here. Like music stopped, chat stopped. Like, question. Doom, doom, doom. Brittany Ann, thank you for the follow, by the way, too. I didn't even see that one in there. Don't ... me, Jay. Jesus Christ. But yeah, if you guys obviously you guys are here the entire stream if you're here now, but if you came late and you want to watch the VOD for this, it'll be on Mindful Monday YouTube. You can click that link right there, subscribe, and I'll upload the VOD of the whole stream. It will no longer be on my Twitch. I'm trying to get them off my Twitch and onto YouTube where they can actually do something and get seen by other people, bro. But so the next part, by the way, I want to thank anybody who's here and who decides to take off right now. Yeah, Giselle with the gifted tier 3 subs. I appreciate you, bro. All love. I do want to say that what was I about to say? Fuck. Oh, thank you guys for supporting me, bro. Women's History Month is also treating women right as well for every month. Yeah, you're right. Sorry I had to yell, but I wanted to catch y'all's attention. Yo, that's fine. W Gift, thank you so much for the gifted subs. I appreciate you, bro. But no, follow your boy on TikTok. You know, anywhere Goofy Wise TV. My second TikTok, my gaming TikTok. But yeah, man, check me out, bro. I just dropped a new video on my gaming channel too. If you guys are interested in that, doing Elden Ring playthrough. Yeah, Giselle with another gifted sub to Jazzy. Let's go. But yeah, so if you guys want to take off now, it's fine. But this is part of the stream where we normally hop into some meditation if you guys are with that. So y'all can start getting ready, finding a comfortable space on the floor. You know, we're gonna try to do back upright or maybe back straight, laying down. You know, that could work for some people as well. So what if I'm in a long-term relationship with my wife? We decided to the club and I asked after the club, but I get a little drunk and he doesn't. He's designated driver, and we get home and can we still have sex? Yeah, you can still have sex. I wouldn't say that you couldn't have sex, but I feel like if you guys are in a relationship, y'all would have a conversation about what y'all want to do in those situations. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard, I don't know if this is a thing, but like, can there be consentful non-consent? You know what I'm saying? Like where I say I'm giving my consent for you to do this when, you know, we're drunk, you know what I'm saying? And I guess you can operate off that until in the moment, you know, until it changes, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're conscious, obviously. Yeah, as long as you're conscious, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a couple could, you know, tackle that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's something y'all can talk about, you know. But it would have to be, consent would usually be given beforehand, same with unconscious. Like, yeah, for sure. Like, hey, I want you to wake me up. If your partner says, hey, I want you to wake me up and me sometime, you know what I'm saying? That could be a thing too, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they're unconscious, but it's like if they told you beforehand, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, if they say in the moment, no, don't do that. But like, you know what I'm saying? Or if you get any kind of vibe from that situation, you obviously just stop, you know what I'm saying? But did you censor yourself? Yeah, I did. I don't know why. It's Mindful Monday. It's still a gray area though, for sure. Still a very gray area because you could, like, obviously if somebody told you 6 months ago, I want you to do this when I'm sleeping, and you surprise them randomly, you know what I'm saying? Could go wrong, you know what I'm saying? And I think you just got to tread cautiously, bro. Tread very cautiously. Yeah, communication can solve all that. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, wanted to talk about that today. I think it's going to be an awesome conversation this is going to be an awesome stream to look back on in the future. And I'm just glad I had this conversation with the community, with the stream, you know, and I'm just trying to put out more positivity and shit like that. So yeah, bro, glad you guys are here, bro. Okay. That's the only thing I was confusing me. Yeah. I can definitely understand. I can understand. A lot of us haven't been taught any of this shit growing up. So there could be some confusion around it. Feel free to ask questions. I can do the best of my ability, or hopefully we can just point you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's enough smart people in the room. Y'all will eventually figure out what the right thing to do. And I hope you guys know that you guys have a safe space here to not be like, you know, persecuted for asking questions unless they're just so disingenuously, you know, nefarious, you know what I'm saying? Then obviously we would just, you know, call that out. But yeah, as long as you are both in a relationship, having a conversation, you're great, being sober, that should be tackled. Yeah. I believe safe answer would be no if you're unsure too. Yeah, for sure. No if you're unsure, for sure. But yeah, man, I digress. I need to go get my ass up, bro, and make some food. So let's slide into this meditation. If you guys are first time here for meditation, bro, don't be scared. It's not that bad, bro. It's honestly really chill and it's not weird at all. Brittany Ann, I don't know how I got here, but I'm so happy I did. This is refreshing to hear a man give voice to. Thank you, love. Hey, no problem, bro. No problem. This is what my community, this is what Mindful Monday is all about, bro. Provoking human thought, standing up for what's right, I'm out. Okay, PG. Damn, you don't like motherfucking meditation? That's fine, bro. That's fine, bro. That's fine, bro. You can go, bro. You can go. I'm just kidding, bro. Did I ever tell y'all something's wrong with me? We can tell. I'm just an abnormal Titan, bro. That's all I am, bro. What if a girl drunk calls her man for a second time and he's fine with it? Is that wrong? Sheesh. I wouldn't go. I just wouldn't go, to be honest. If it's our man, maybe go. But if it's not like your girlfriend, I just feel like that's a risk. I wouldn't go. I'd be like, nah. Or at least put it in right. You better text me or something, bro. But it also depends on how drunk they are. If they're slurring their word, hey, come on, man, so I can find you. Nah, don't do that. Don't touch me, bitch. You smell like alcohol. Move. You know what I'm saying? But if they had like a couple of drinks at the bar, maybe we can have a conversation. But it's like they can't even. I don't know, bro. That's a really hard situation. I would just say no. Just don't do it. Just lean away from that. I want to join your meditation. That's actually the main reason I wanted to get in here. But I'm hungry myself, so I'm going to make some eggs and hash and rice for breakfast. Okay, just flex on us for sure. I try, but work keeps getting in the way. I feel you, bro. It's 1:48 in the afternoon. Yeah, breakfast. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I got ADD. Stop talking to me. We're gonna do meditation. I appreciate you guys being here today. If you guys are still around after the stream, we can turn this. This trigger warning off so people don't think I'm doing some weird shit while meditating, bro. We can make that like that. Yeah. And then bro, we're gonna vibe out with some meditation, bro. It's about 10 minutes, bro. Shouldn't be too long. And appreciate y'all being here, bro. We're gonna raid somebody after, so stick around if you want to do that. Yeah, go be wiser. I hate that shit. Lean Rudder rock with it.
Welcome to the Daily Calm. Let's begin by finding a comfortable position in a posture